Round 1, fight!
Hey, what is up, guys? I am your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and tonight this is Tournament Fights versus episode number 3. This is disaster movies versus nature survival movies. So we took 32 of each of those two categories. We're gonna pit them against each other, and we just took it the entire list and I put them into a randomizer, and there are no seeds or anything. Everything's just completely and totally random. When we bring up the tournament, you'll see that. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about some of these movies, and we'll see, because there's a lot more blind spots on this list than I anticipated. But I definitely have seen well over half of them, so we'll kind of get into it. But I'll introduce my panel for tonight. We have my co-host Austin Pez. Howell. How's it going?
Hello, I am the master of disaster this evening. Manu came up with the disaster portion of this one, and Jordan came up with the survival portion of this one. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I've been wanting to do sort of a disaster movie theme-ish, for a little while. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and tonight you're our Austin Pez Howl like a wolf, right? HOWLL.
Oh, why'd you change? Oh man, that's me. But I'm gonna change it to master. I'm gonna change it to master disaster anyways. Now that everybody knows me, while you're choosing everybody,
yeah,
that would make more sense.
Yeah,
that's for me having to change my RoboCop theme last night. I had to change it.
Okay, yeah. But we also have joining us Richie Goodacre.
Sup? Yeah, man. Good to be here. Disaster versus nature. Who will win? Not humanity, probably. In the end, I don't understand.
No,
yeah, we'll all lose. But
humanity will lose. Yep.
Some of these are good movies, so I guess we win in that way.
Yeah. But then we also have Michael the Wolfman Winham.
Hey, you said howl like a wolf? Well, here you go.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
There's our wolf, yeah.
Hey, and if you guys ever do like a werewolf one or something, like werewolf movies one, like werewolves, zombies, creatures, stuff.
Hey, we're always looking for themes for our future month of October. It's going to be all like horror type of stuff. We could do like werewolves versus zombies, or like werewolves versus vampires. Lycans, and do like 32 vampire movies versus like 32 werewolf movies. That's always an idea.
Yeah,
we're always looking for stuff like that. That could be fun.
I bet for that.
You have to include all the Underworld movies. So all 5 of them. There you go.
Yeah.
All the Underworld movies, the Twilight movies, What We Do in the Shadows, they're all classic, like vampire versus werewolf.
Vampires suck.
Yeah, vampires suck.
Original Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Oh, sure. Yeah, all that stuff. I'd include as much as I could to get to 64. Include everything.
Yeah. We'll dig deep. But we also have joining us last but certainly not least the Z-Man, Zadius Smith. How's it going?
Hi, everybody. Yo, it's going good, man. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, for sure.
Good to have you.
Happy to have you. So, but we'll go ahead and we'll jump into it because we've got a long tournament ahead of us. So, Austin, do you want to break it down and tell everyone how it's going to work while I bring up the bracket?
Yeah, so as is the theme of the show tonight with the tournament fight versus, we took a theme, 32 versus 32, as we're starting to do on kind of this little spin-off of tournament fights. So we got 32 disaster movies versus 32 sort of nature, wilderness survival, man versus nature sort of thing on the other side. Now, they're all randomized, so it won't always be a disaster movie versus a nature movie. It could be a nature versus nature, disaster versus disaster, that sort of thing, because it's all random. We don't do seeds. It's not a 1 versus 64 type thing. It's just a March Madness bracket, but it's completely randomized. And so what we'll do is we'll go up and down the ladder. Jordan in a minute will reveal the first fight, and we'll start at the bottom. So Z-Man, you'll go first. And what it is like you'll see the 2 movies, one movie, another movie, and you just pick. So, and we go about 20 or 30 seconds a pop. We keep it pretty rapid fire, just quick vote and a reason why, and then we get your vote. So literally as I say all the time, the length of this show depends on our panel. We've had shows that go 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We had shows that go 4 hours, 4.5 hours. It depends on how much we talk. But what we do is we kind of get all our thoughts out of the way in this first round as we go through all the 64 and reveal all of them. And then once we get to those 32 in the inner brackets, we like literally speed it up into overdrive. We go like 10 seconds or less, like gut feeling. What do you go with? Like boom, 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 boom. So you'll see how it goes. So it'll be fun. But yeah, you can vote for any reason you want to vote for whatsoever. Even if you haven't seen the movies, you got to vote for whatever reason you want. So whatever one you like the poster of, whichever one you want to watch first, whichever one, if you hate one of them but you haven't seen the other one, so you just want to vote for the one you haven't seen, any reason at all, spite votes, we love it all. So whatever you like. If one of your favorites gets knocked out. So but we'll start with you, Zeno, on the first one, and then basically the order just rotates every time. So the second one will go to Wolfman, he'll go first, and it'll rotate all the way around. So we just rotate the order. We just rotate the order each time just to keep the votes interesting. So that's all we do. It's very easy, very easy. Just A or B, Coke or Pepsi type of thing, and we just get it rocking. It'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
And also because of the randomizer, you could get two pretty heavy hitters in the first round that it could potentially be like a finals matchup in the first round, or you get two complete duds. It just depends. So it's possible.
Never know.
Yep. So I have the first match hidden, so I'll go ahead and I'll reveal our first match here, and we'll see what we got here. So first one, we have Homeward Bound, Incredible Journey. It is a nature survival movie involving animals. Going up against This Is the End.
This is the end. What a match. What a match. All right.
So
together.
This is so tough. This is Homeward Bound is literally the movie I was mentioning when I said I had an honorable mention, because this is a man versus nature movie. It just happens to be with pets. But I love This Is the End, and I don't really like a lot of Seth Rogen, James Franco movies too much, but this is top notch hilarious, and the ending, I mean, it just hit me in my '90s boy band's heart. So I gotta go with This Is the End. It just hurts though.
It's not easy.
Sometimes they can hurt, and especially as we get more and more further, the more you like the movies, it's gonna hurt every time you vote. But it is what it is. Man.
I'm just happy to see Homeward Bound on the list, though. That
totally.
Totally.
But, all right, Wolfman.
What do you think?
Oh man, I agree that this is really tough. This Is the End is one of the funniest movies. I just die laughing every time I see it.
Gonna have some comedies in here.
But then Homeward Bound, that was one of the films. We had the VHS tape as a kid, and I would always pop it in and watch that as a kid. And that was just something that was so, like, I repeated that all the time and watched it every chance I got, pretty much, until the VHS broke. That's how I watched it.
Chance, I see what you did there, like the dog. Yeah.
And so, for me, since I'm the Wolfman too, I feel it's fitting, and because of the nostalgia, I would pick the dogs, and I would pick Homeward Bound.
Fair enough.
Sounds good.
All right, Richie.
Man, I think I wore out the Homeward Bound VHS tape as a kid. That being said, my comic sensibilities maybe leaning towards This Is the End. I think it's great. I love how I think Michael Cera is great in this movie, and so like Jonah Hill. I like how they both play against type. All the cameos stuff. So I'm gonna go This Is the End, but I like it.
And also shout out one of our regulars in the chat, Steven Shepard. He said he's not a big fan of This Is the End. It's awesome it's overrated to him. I'd go with Homeward Bound, not great, but cute and enjoyable enough. So I mean, surprisingly, Homeward Bound seems to be a little more popular than I would have thought, but we'll see. Austin?
Yeah, much love to Homeward Bound. I've seen it, since I was a kid, probably 100 times. It used to come on cable just all the time. I used to see it like every Sunday afternoon. Somebody would be playing it. But in this case, as I've grown up a little bit more, I think I got to go with This Is the End. It's one of my favorite comedies, probably the last 10 years. I think it's a lot of fun, and Danny McBride has one of the greatest character entrances of all time. Stepping out of the bathtub, smoking a joint to When the Shit Goes Down by Cypress Hill. It's one of the great entrances of all time. So I'll go with This Is the End.
Plus, it's got Backstreet Boys, and that's
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I'm the same way. I grew up watching Homeward Bound, and I was the same way. I watched it on repeat on VHS, but yeah, this is the end. It's just so good. It's so funny, especially Michael Cera's character. He's just doing drugs in the bathroom and like just like I don't know, just going crazy. Like it's pretty nuts. And then seeing like a bunch of celebrities, Aziz Ansari, and like a whole host of celebrities falling in the pit at the beginning. So yeah, I'm gonna go with this at the end.
All right. Well, it's 4-1. A little low for Homeward Bound, but it's got to go.
I'm a lone wolf.
Yeah.
It's
got to go.
Man.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, next we have Backcountry, which is about some people being chased by a bear through the mountains, and then going up against Daylight. Yeah, so Stallone's Daylight. All right. So this time,
all right, Wolfman.
Yes,
all right. So my friend Jason Mike, if you watch this, because I posted the stream, he's going to probably kill me because he's a huge Stallone guy. I've never seen Daylight. This is honestly the first time I've been hearing about it. Like, I guess this is not one of the bigger Stallone movies. And now Backcountry I did watch because my sister wanted to show me it, and I watched that. And I was criticizing the ever-living heck out of this movie because I'm an Eagle Scout. And so like I was like saying I was like I know it's oh, congrats, man, but I know it's a true story or whatever, or based on a true story, and it's a movie and all that stuff. But I was like saying, okay, no, you would not do that in a bear attack. No, that is not how you handle that. No, that is not how you do that. That is not how you do that. I just kept on criticizing it, and it almost like made me upset at the characters. But that being said, it's the only one on here I've seen, so I may have to go with Backcountry. So
yeah, sounds good. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I've seen Backcountry. I don't remember a lot about it. I haven't had a chance to see Daylight, so it's kind of going. It's two things going against each other that I'm not. Don't have like one. I don't have barely any memory, and one I haven't seen. So, but you can't go past I don't know. I feel like you can't go past a big fuck off bear movie. So I'm gonna go Backcountry.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't seen Backcountry, but I'm the one who has seen Daylight, and I'm actually a fan of Daylight. I think it's an underrated sort of 90s Stallone movie that doesn't really get talked about a lot. Rob Cohen directed it, who went on to do The Fast and the Furious, but it was when he was still like a decent director. It's got a good cast, got like Viggo Mortensen and Dan Hedaya and Jay Sanders, like a bunch of like character actors that pop up. It's pretty fun, and it's a breezy hour 40 minutes or so. Like it's fun. So I'm gonna go Daylight. I like it. Yeah.
I think that I'm probably gonna go Daylight too, because I have seen it, because I back in the 90s is one of those ones that they showed on cable all the time. Like I just remember seeing it all over the place, and it's a fun time because it's just that this big tunnel collapses and they're stuck inside this tunnel, and there's like fires that break out at one point, starts to flood. There's all these crazy things that are happening to the characters. They're just trying to escape. And I even think one of the kids in the movie, he was actually Sylvester Stallone's son, Sage Stallone. So shout out to his son there. But and I've never seen Backcountry. Like it looks kind of interesting, but I have not seen it.
So we're tied right now. We need a tiebreaker.
Right, see, it's up to you.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Tiebreaker.
Well, as far as tiebreaker goes, it's pretty easy for me, and it's only because I had never even heard Backcountry until today, and I've seen Daylight, but it's been years. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie, but I gotta go with since I've seen it before. And I think I enjoyed it back in the 90s, but it's just one of those movies that doesn't get brought up a lot. So I'm gonna go with Daylight anyway.
Yeah.
That works.
All right,
3-2 for Daylight. So
Hey, even though I voted Backcountry, I support that decision because I'm sure Daylight would kind of piss me off less than.
Yeah.
That makes me want to rewatch it though.
Yeah. Steven in the chat though. Yeah. Are you talking about the explosion at the beginning? It's actually a pretty cool explosion. It's a huge one. So yeah, one of the bigger ones in the movie. But up next we have The Perfect Storm going up against The Impossible. Ooh, all right. So this time we'll
Tom
start.
Holland, right? So the Tom Holland movie? Yeah,
Young
the
Tom
tsunami.
Holland.
Yeah.
Boxing
All right.
tsunami.
Yeah,
So Richie,
Richie.
you're up first.
Perfect Storm's good. I don't mind it, but I actually like it. I would encourage people to see The Impossible. It's a decent movie. And yeah, like you said, young Tom Holland. That's sort of where obviously got like discovered, and then who knows, go Spider-Man. But yeah, I'll give some love to The Impossible. So
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I wasn't as big a fan of The Impossible. I think the tsunami stuff they do is good. I just wasn't as interested in kind of the rest of the story. But I've always kind of had a soft spot for The Perfect Storm. I like the chemistry between, Clooney and Marky Mark and John C. Reilly. They're good, and all that stuff with the waves is like really crazy and intense. I've always enjoyed it, so I'll go Perfect Storm on this one.
Oh yeah, for some reason, whenever I think of The Perfect Storm, I think of this movie. The kind of like random movie. It's called Duplex. It's got Ben Stiller and Drew Barrymore. Yeah, and they have this upstairs tenant that's this old lady that just annoys the hell out of them the whole time. And at one point, she gets like a big surround system. She's watching the Perfect Storm, and you see her like in her chair with the wind blowing at her, and she's like screaming like Captain Billy Tyne, the sea will never take you. And they're just down there trying to sleep, and they can't sleep because she's up there blasting her surround sound. It's just funny, just like 90-year-old lady. So yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, this one's pretty close because I kind of do like The Perfect Storm a little better. But The Impossible is one of the better Tom Holland performances. I mean, I actually thought that it might be his best performance, but then I saw No Way Home. That was pretty good too. But I think I gotta go just for a little bit. I'll go with The Perfect Storm, I think. So
okay, all right, Z.
This is another tough one for me because it both movies play off of very primal fear for me, and that's including drowning and stuff. So I remember The Perfect Storm. I didn't kind of introduce that fear though. But I just saw The Impossible maybe 2 years ago or something on like Showtime or Stars or something like that. And I was even surprised to see little Spider-Man in the movie. And that movie is just crazy. And I meant this, some of the story, like specifically regarding Naomi Watts, really didn't care for it too much. But I thought Tom's survival instinct in this movie was great. And again, both movies scared me, but I think The Impossible scared me a little bit more that if I was ever stuck in that situation. So The Impossible.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think?
Well, I have seen both of these movies, but it's been a long time since I've seen The Perfect Storm. Like, I need to revisit that now over the summer. But I do remember really enjoying that one a lot. With The Impossible, that one I've seen more recently, and that one I've seen more times. I think I don't know. There's something about The Impossible that affected me a little bit more. Maybe it's just because I saw it in the theater and I didn't see The Perfect Storm in the theater. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yeah, to me, The Impossible was just an unflinching experience that, the story aspect, it can be hit or miss, but as far as the actual scenario that they're dealing with, you cared so much about the family that you did not want them to die or anything like that. So I really love The Impossible, so I'm voting that one.
Yeah.
All right. The Impossible takes it 3-2.
All right.
Yeah.
Impossible. All right. I'm just gonna shout out Matt Movies in the chat. He had a couple of his favorites in there. Well,
we might see two of those upcoming. Yeah, just missed Daylight, but it made it, so it'll be in the next round.
Made it through.
Dante's Peak versus Volcano. Yeah.
It could happen.
right.
Maybe
It could happen.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
anything's
Yeah.
possible. So,
Mhm.
but next we have Dante's Peak speaking. There it is.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Dante's Peak going up against San Andreas.
Oh, San Andreas.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
She's kind of cut off a little bit, but it says San Andreas.
San Andreas. Yeah.
Yeah, but Austin, you're up first. So
Yeah, this is an interesting one because San Andreas is stupid, but it has some really good
Yeah.
scenes. But like the tsunami scene is actually pretty good, where they like have to drive over the wave, and like some of the disaster stuff is pretty good. But I've always had a soft spot for Dante's Peak. I think it's a lot of fun. While I'm a bigger fan of Volcano, if I had to put the two against each other just as a guilty pleasure sort of thing, I think I have a little more fun with Dante's Peak. I just have a soft spot for like 90s disaster movies. I just think they're super fun. So I'll go Dante's Peak.
yeah, yeah, you're kind of right about San Andreas. Like it's kind of stupid, like a dumb premise, but it has some really cool set pieces, like the way that they show the city kind of falling apart in this giant earthquake. It's just really cool looking at, and of course you got the rock in there. But I also kind of have a soft spot for Dante's Peak. And just seeing Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton in there, and then for some reason I always remember there's a scene where like when the volcano starts to kind of erupt a little bit, it shows like teenagers in like a hot spring, but then they get boiled to death because the hot spring heats up or whatever. So that always kind of like freaked me out just a little bit of hot springs, at least when I was a kid. I always was like a little like hesitant, but yeah, I think I'm gonna go Dante's Peak though. So, but Zadius, what do you think?
Okay. This one, if it was any other movie, I would have gone with Dante's Peak. Even though one major thing about that movie is there's a lot of characters in that movie that gets on my nerves, and that is a major no for me. And when it comes to San Andreas, yes, it's a stupid disaster movie, like a lot of stupid things in it. But one thing you might learn to love about me and learn to know about me in this is I love stupid, big, dumb disaster movies. And there's one that hopefully is on this list that I will rave over in the future. But plus the fact that Alexandra Daddario, I think that's her name, right?
Yeah.
Is in this movie. Oh, yes, San Andreas.
Yep.
Hey, well, I included a lot of
odds.
big dumb disaster movies on this list, so I'm sure we'll see some more. So
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Yeah.
So I've learned one thing from this stream so far, and that is that I'm going to make it a homework assignment to check out Dante's Peak because I've never seen it. So I've seen advertisements for it. I've seen other things like that, but I've never seen it. I have seen San Andreas. I saw it in theaters twice. I saw it 2D and 3D, and it was a kind of a crazy experience in 3D. I remember that. And you know, like they mentioned with Alexandra Daddario, she's in this movie. Love her. You know, you got Paul Giamatti is in this film too.
Mm.
Paul Giamatti,
right.
one of the greatest actors. He's in this. We don't talk about his Amazing Spider-Man 2 role though. However, you know, so this is big, this is dumb, this is stupid. This movie is, but you know what? That's what disaster movies are for. So I gotta pick San Andreas.
Yeah, and like a couple of things about each movie. So I worked at a movie theater at the time that San Andreas came out. Forget the like pop song that they used, but they used one of those tropes where they like slow down the pop song that Hollywood's been doing way too much. They do that like at the end credit, and I had to hear it over and over and over again. And then Dante's Peak has one of the kind of fun tropes where they almost make it out alive, but then they have to go back for the dog because you always have to go back and like save the dog every single time. So yeah, but Richie,
I think
save Richie's dogs. Your dogs would just start a fight. They just stayed a fight.
I think you said dog, and so she started barking. But yeah,
Don't.
I remember being at sort of reviewing movies, and me and my friend couldn't decide whether to watch. I think it was Tomorrowland or this. So we flipped a coin, and it came on San Andreas. So I'm glad. In retrospect, considering I watched Tomorrowland, I'm glad we made the right decision. But
Tomorrowland was fun though. I did not hate that movie as much as
San
Cool
Andreas.
premise.
San Andreas randomly also has a cameo from Kylie Minogue. Interesting. It's just I feel like and also you mentioned the Dario Carla Gino is also it's always nice to see it pop up and stuff. Just saying. I feel like with a lot of Rock's filmography, you just got to go like a lot of it's kind of just big dumb fun. You can't apply a major critical hat to it like this Skyscraper. It's just it's a dumb movie with the Rock in it. It's fun. You get what you pay for. But that being said, though, I think Dante's Peak is the better movie. It's a more memorable movie. So I'm gonna go Dante's Peak.
I guess you could call it the peak of the disaster movie genre.
Yeah, right. Thing. But the pop song I was thinking of was California Dreamin', but the Mamas and Papas sung by Sia for some reason. So
I remember that.
But what are the votes at, Austin? Is it
3-2 for Dante? And just a fun fact, we could have a Blu-ray matchup, and what I mean is I have a Blu-ray set. It's a double pack of Dante's Peak and Daylight, so we could have a matchup.
Nice. Yeah, that's
how I have it on Blu-ray. Yeah.
Also, they might have got Sia because I'm pretty sure San Andreas was actually, even though it looks like it's I'm pretty sure a lot of it was filmed in Australia, so that's why they got Kylie Minogue in there.
Maybe.
Yeah, right. But next, though, we have The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
Going up against The Road, which is a post-apocalyptic survivor, but it's still like they're surviving in elements. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right, Jordan, you're up first.
This one's kind of tough because like I thought The Day After Tomorrow was all right. Like it's the I think it's Jake Gyllenhaal and Dennis Quaid, if I remember right. But The Road, I actually read the book of The Road by Cormac McCarthy, and the book's really, really good. The movie's not quite as good as the book, but still pretty good. And like it just Viggo Mortensen trying to protect his son from like all the crazy stuff that during the a post-apocalyptic world. But I included it because it's more of like there's been apocalypse for a very long time, so now they just have to survive against the elements to try to survive it. But they do run into a few some gangs and a few different things. But yeah, so I think that I'm actually probably going to go with The Road. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend it. It's pretty good. So, but Zadius?
You see, I feel like The Road is probably the better overall movie. However, I haven't seen it, even though it was on my list of things to watch. But when it comes to Day After Tomorrow, it's again a way. Can we do spoilers with this? I mean, it's been a while.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
A wave crashes in New York. Things are going crazy all over the world, and even though the wave freezes, eventually freezes, people survive because they hole up in the library and get warm. Okay, it's stupid, it's dumb, but I love it. And some of the deaths in this movie and some of the deaths in this movie are very terrifying. Like the helicopter pilots coming out and then just freezing within the eye of the storm. That was terrifying. So I'm going with The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's wolves, right, Wolfman? Remember that part where they're running from wolves?
This is true.
Yeah, what do you think,
Wolfman?
I'm up. Oh, that was a perfect segue. All right.
Well,
yeah, right. Exactly.
So I see. I actually talk about Blu-ray. I own The Day After Tomorrow on Blu-ray, but there's a catch.
There you go.
It's the Deadpool Blu-ray.
Okay. There you go. Nice.
And then,
like
and then it even says on the back, it says, "I wish I was in this movie, but I'm not."
Yeah.
Those are
those like Walmart things, right? Where they set up like a display where Deadpool was like on all the posters for like the slipcovers and stuff.
They have for the. I have a City Slickers one too.
I have
There's like a Ferris Bueller's one. There were some
Oh,
other
that's-
ones, yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was really cool. Now, with this matchup, I kind of want to see what you guys think I should do. Should I go with like nostalgia, or should I go with like what is actually the better quality film?
The one that's easier to watch.
Yeah, I
Up
would
to
say
you,
the
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Because
The one that you don't
obviously-
have to, the one that you won't be depressed for a month after you watch it.
I think I know where Austin. He's laid out his cards. I know where he's going.
Yeah. Yep. I think so.
I mean, The Road is fantastic. That movie, I think, is absolutely brilliant. But and I've never read the book, so I don't know how it compares to the book. The Day After Tomorrow, like the more I loved that movie growing up. Like when I was younger, like oh my god, did I love that thing? That thing was Citizen Kane for me. I watched that movie. I thought it was so cool. And then I like grow up older now, and I'm like, okay, it's not the best. And so I, but I have just such a fun time with it, and I can always revisit it and just, let my brain go. But yeah, The Road leaves you being super depressed. And there's already another one that is going to be depressing that's on this list. That is a wilderness survival one too. So I don't know if I should really pick another depressing one. So I guess I'm going to go with my heart and pick The Day After Tomorrow. Ugh, that's hard. But you said it has wolves, so I feel like I have to go with off.
Yeah, you
off
gotta
of
go with that.
alone. So it makes sense.
Nice. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like The Road. I think if we're going off for the better movies, I think The Road's a better movie. However, like it's definitely, it's not one you can like sort of like rewatch. It's you got to be in the right mindset for it. It's quite depressing, but the performances are great. Shout out to Cody Smith-McPhee, an Australian. I always support that out that year.
Oh, yeah.
But The Day After Tomorrow, it's just dumb fun, and so and like that's I'd be more in the mood to watch that most of the time over The Road, so I'm going to go Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I already kind of played my hand, but yeah, I mean, as stupid as The Day After Tomorrow is in premise and execution, it's definitely like an easy watch. There's a lot of there's always something going on. There's always something silly happening. Like the cop who just leads everybody out into the nothingness, and they all just freeze to death, like it's just stupid instead of hunkering down somewhere. I mean, the stuff where everything's just freezing, but they stoke a fire, with textbooks or whatever, and they survive. It's all silly, but it's silly fun. And The Road is like I saw in the theater, and I have the Blu-ray. I've never popped on the Blu-ray because I'm just like I don't know if I'm ever going to be in the mood to like sit down and watch it. I'm sure I will at some point, but it's just one of those movies. So I'll go with The Day After Tomorrow as well. Just why not?
Yeah. Well, The Day After Tomorrow it is. So.
And then Richie, I was just confirming. I was looking up that San Andreas was filmed a lot in Queensland and LA. But Well, there was some specific places too. There was like a shopping center that's that they filmed at for some scenes. I was trying to see a few things. Let's see. Anyways, I'll mention them in a second. Let me pull it back up. So I was looking to see if The Road was too, but.
Weirdly enough, The Rock has been to Queensland a lot. He filmed a lot of Young Rock here because like the first season of Young Rock was filmed during like COVID, so he couldn't there was only certain places you can go. So yeah, he'd been to areas where I used to like frequent a lot. So it's interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
the Pines Shopping Center in Queensland. He filmed there. Lockyer Valley in Queensland. Bond University filmed some stuff there. So a couple places here and there, and a couple studios over there.
Does James Bond go there?
Yeah. I imagine the university maybe where the library scene.
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about San Andreas. Not
okay, San Andreas.
Yeah.
Okay,
but I do want to point out though that both these movies have some of my favorite actors. Like Viggo Mortensen is high up there and one of my favorite actors. And and then so is Jake Gyllenhaal. So
yeah, yeah, they're both great. But up next we have the Adventures of Huck Finn for a survival movie, kind of.
Vertical Limit.
Going up against Vertical Limit. Which is
Yeah.
So yeah, we just have fun throwing these random movies in here. But yeah, so we're back to Zadius.
Yeah.
You want to go with?
I'm trying to remember because I think I'm not sure. Wait, who's in the Huck Finn movie? Is this the?
It's Elijah Wood, and I forget the other actor that's with him.
Okay.
It's not the JTT Tom and Huck movie, which is probably the one you're thinking of.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking, and I think I've seen Vertical Limit before, but this is a little tough one because I've never seen Tom and Huck, but that's not what we're talking about here. But Huck Finn, I like the book more, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go because I like the book above the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with The Adventures of Huck Finn. Like I think I've seen Vertical Limit, but I can't remember, and at least I know the story is coming for The Adventures of Huck Finn is coming from a good place. So yeah. Very random reason.
Yeah, sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think here?
So I have never seen Vertical Limit, so I can't speak on that one. Another one I have to check out. I saw The Adventures of Huck Finn like way back in the day when I was a kid.
Yeah,
and I remember really loving that one as a kid, and really enjoying it. It's on Disney Plus. I need to rewatch it now.
Yeah.
But hey, this isn't the only Elijah Wood movie that'll be on this list. I guess because of nostalgia, I'll go with The Adventures of Huck Finn.
Okay.
Yeah, The Adventures of Huck Finn. You got Elijah Wood. You got Courtney B. Vance playing. I forget his like Jim or that he like goes down the river with. And yeah, Robbie Coltrane who played Hagrid from Harry Potter. He's in that. So, but Richie.
Yeah, I'm probably one of the few people on Earth that's seen Vertical Limit multiple times.
Great Chris O'Donnell movie, right?
It's sort of a guilty pleasure for me. Like, yeah, I think it's either filmed or New Zealand. I know there was some link there, but yeah, it's when they tried to make Chris O'Donnell a thing for a while. And it didn't really work out. He's more of a co-lead guy. Yeah, when you got Robert Tuddy here, you got early Ben Mendelsohn. He's in this movie. And it's just a fun movie. It's not like if you expect you don't go in with high expectations. You can have fun with the movie. I've actually never seen Adventures of Huck Finn. One of the few people, so I'll go Vertical Limit.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I know I've seen Huck Finn at some point, but it has to. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Like I think I watched that Tom and Huck movie like way more than this one. But yeah, Vertical Limit it's really silly. But it's got my boy Bill Paxton in it, who I'm a giant fan of. I mean, there's a better Bill Paxton movie coming up on this list at some point that I'm gonna definitely vote for every 10 times out of 10. But yeah, Richie, Tamora Morrison's in that movie too. People forget about that. Yeah. So it's always fun to go back and see the people who were in these movies kind of early on. So I'll go Vertical Limit. It's again silly, but it's a good time. And it's a Martin Campbell movie, by the way. People forget about that. Guy did Casino Royale and GoldenEye and Mexico Civil.
Wow.
And,
yeah. Well, I'm just one of those weird ones that prefers Huck Finn over Tom and Huck. For whatever reason, like. I was a big Elijah Wood fan growing up, like watching this and like The Good Son and that movie, The War that had Kevin Costner, some of those movies growing up, and so yeah, I'm a pretty big fan, and Vertical Limit's fine. It kind of shows you some of the like horrors of like things that can happen when you're climbing like a mountain as crazy as Mount Everest, but I got to go with The Adventures of Huck Finn. Just support my boy Elijah Wood. He's one of my favorite actors. So, yeah.
All right. Huck Finn moves on. Yeah.
Plus, I had to vote for it because Elijah Wood is in my favorite movies of all time, which is Lord of the Rings trilogy. So.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Or say Back to the Future Part 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
But up next, though, we have Into the Wild going up against Deepwater Horizon, which is just
Okay.
called Deepwater on that poster. I don't know why there's no Horizon, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well, that's up first.
yeah.
Yep.
So, they say wolves come from the wild. So, you know what my pick is going to be already. But
And they do.
But in all honesty, I do really like both these movies. Deepwater Horizon was really well done, action kind of disaster movie, and then Into the Wild is more of a somber and emotional piece. That's kind of hard to rewatch. Just Deepwater Horizon is definitely a lot easier to rewatch on this list, but Into the Wild just had such an effect on me that it's just such a beautiful movie. And Sean Penn, it was his directorial debut, and he did excellent with it. And all you people who are like, Kristen Stewart, she can't act because she was in Twilight. She was great in this.
That's Jordan. That would be Jordan, and only Jordan.
Yeah.
Just saying. And it even was a Oscar nominated for Best Supporting Actor, I believe. It was nominated for Hal Holbrook. He was
that's right.
exceptional. He was exceptional in this film. So yeah, Into the Wild gets my vote, and I also recommend reading the book. The book is even better. It's really a
nice.
good book.
Well, Richie, what do you think? Here,
I love Into the Wild, but it almost feels like an outlier on this list because it has way more of a chill vibe than a lot of the other nature movies, like disaster nature movies. But like, it's still a good movie. It's a really good movie, and also good. I think a good soundtrack, but a good score. But I think Eddie Vedder did the score. So I think he had some involvement in it. That
sounds right.
I think Deepwater Horizon is very underrated. I love this movie. I think it's really great. I think it's one of my Waller's better performances. I think it's great. So maybe just because it's in line with sort of the vibe of this kind of stream, and I do like it. I'm going to go Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I've only seen Into the Wild once. I think I saw I'm pretty sure I saw it in the theater. I remember being very, very long and feeling really long, where I was just kind of like, all right, can you just like get to the wild already? Like it takes forever to get there. But Deepwater Horizon, is really, really solid, and it's a really kind of fascinating story about things can go wrong and kind of the chain of command and stuff. So it's Marky Mark and Peter Berg, which is usually a pretty good combination. So I'll go Deepwater Horizon. Yeah,
so I have not seen Deepwater Horizon. I actually have more blind spots than I would think for this list. So there's just one I haven't gotten around to, but I definitely do want to go check it out. But Into the Wild's great. It's actually one of the ones that I rewatched for this because I hadn't seen it for a minute in it, and it's great. And to be fair, he is in the wild like right at the beginning, but then they do like all these flashbacks. It's kind of rebuilding up, so like it shows him there, but then it like goes back to so many flashbacks that like you don't really like stick with them necessarily in the like as being in the wild 100%. But it's still great, and it's a great movie of like self-discovery where like he just wants to like give up all his possessions, like he's. He's just like roaming across Alaska. He's like hitchhiking. Like there's a scene where he gets out of this guy's truck and he's like, you left my shit on my dashboard. He's like, keep it. I don't want any of it. And he's like, all right, sure. And then he like burns all of his money. Like he just wants to just be free and just live off the land. Which is kind of a cool concept. I don't think I could ever do it, but but something to kind of think about though. Like if I could take maybe like a year or something and just do it for a year. Like maybe that, but yeah. So I'll vote for Into the Wild. Yeah. But Zadius?
I haven't seen Into the Wild, but I mean, it sounds interesting. But I have seen Deepwater Horizon, and to say that, besides it being a good movie, I just remember this is one of those movies that's like based off a true story. And I remember even living in Houston now, like when that actually happened in the Gulf of Mexico and stuff with the real thing happened, oil spill, and wow. And I think this movie did a pretty good telling of what happened, and it was cool. It was interesting to see the personal, quote unquote, point of view from it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Deepwater Horizon.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this one.
It was back when they had the BP oil spill, like the way that like people say that oil, the oil spill, no, it's oil, not oil. But yeah.
No, not if you're from Texas. It's oil.
Yeah.
It's oil as well for best visual.
Yeah, right. If you're from the South, then that's oil.
It's oil.
Yeah. But up next though, we got 2012 going up against the Wandering Earth. Yeah. Which is one I've never heard of, so maybe you can
I've seen it. About it. It was on Netflix.
Yeah,
I think
it's a Netflix movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's a Chinese movie that Netflix picked up, but yeah, I've seen it.
But I think Richie is up first, right?
Richie's up first, yeah.
Yeah.
So I usually don't like doing this because but I haven't seen Wandering Earth, but I've seen 2012, and I hate Roland Emmerich's movies.
Yeah.
I just don't like beyond Independence Day. I just don't, I don't know. It just has way more hits than misses. So and 2012 sucks, and it's not a good movie. I don't like it at all. So I want to see Wandering Earth. So just because I'm more intrigued, and it looks like it's not going to be hard for it to be a better movie than 2012. So I'll go Wandering Earth.
Yeah, and like Roland Emmerich, I kind of feel like he's like a weird alternate universe kind of version of Michael Bay, sort of. Like he kind of has some similarities there. So yeah. But Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I've actually seen The Wandering Earth because I remember hearing a lot about it when it first hit Netflix because it's like one of the Chinese biggest box office movies of all time, like over in China or something. It might be number 1 or number 2 or something. It's something crazy. So I watched it, and it's basically the premise is the sun's dying out, so they build all these built-in rockets to push Earth to another solar system. It's crazy. And everybody has to huddle down in the core of the Earth to survive, but it's going to take 2,000 years to get there. It's something nuts. It's a bonkers, batshit crazy premise, but it's basically the Chinese people, taking the lead on it or whatever. But yeah, they literally build these giant state-sized rockets pushing the Earth. It's nuts. You have to see it to believe it. It's crazy. But yeah, it was still pretty entertaining. And 2012 was kind of the beginning of the end for me for Roland Emmerich, even though he's still working. It's the only thing I liked about it was Woody Harrelson's a lot of fun. It's the crazy dude doing his radio show from his backpack or whatever. All that stuff was pretty fun. I did enjoy that, but I'll go The Wandering Earth.
Yeah, I've never seen The Wandering Earth. I definitely want to check it out for how crazy that it sounds, because it's if we need to get the Earth to some other sun, how is it going to survive for 2,000 years until it gets to this other sun? It's kind of just kind of
good question that they don't really answer.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
Yeah, but I like 2012 enough. I mean, Woody Harrelson, like you mentioned, and then John Cusack too. And they always have all these scenes where they're barely making it, the airplane's about ready to hit something, or it crushed, but then it barely makes it. Then he's in a limo and it barely makes it out of there at the last second. They do that multiple times in that movie, and I just use a lot of kind of tropes like that. And this one, I don't know, this one's kind of tough for me because I'm actually I'm intrigued by The Wandering Earth, and I think, even though I haven't seen it, I'll probably just vote for that because 2012 was fine, but I'll go with The Wandering Earth, sure.
All right.
Okay.
Listen,
y'all got me interested in seeing what The Wandering Earth is about and see how batshit crazy it can get. But when it comes to 2012, my God, I kind of unironically love this movie because it doesn't get more batshit crazy insane than this movie. A limousine outruns an earthquake and all types of crazy stuff happening in Los Angeles, and they survive. And this movie, there's so many quotes in this movie. The airplane quote, "Go on, lift that big ass for Sasha."
Oh yeah.
This is so stupid. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really perfect for me, and I love this movie so much. So I gotta go with 2012.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think?
All right. So, first off, I just want to say I agree completely with Rich. I'm not a fan of Roland Emmerich. Only film I like of his is Independence Day. I saw this film, and I enjoyed it when it first came out, and then I rewatched it again, and I was like, yeah, you know what, this movie does suck. However, it sucks so much that I am entertained, and I always put my brain at the door, and I'm like, you know what? It is a definition of a disaster movie in both senses. It's got a lot of destruction going, and the film itself, on a filmmaking standpoint and everything, is a disaster. So it fills in that slot entirely. So I've not seen The Wandering Earth, but I think I saw that it was on Netflix, and then I saw it was almost 3 hours long. I was like, ha ha, no, or something like that. It was a super long movie, so I just never got around to watching it. But 2012, as stupid as that film is, I'm gonna have to give it to that film.
Yeah, well, we have a resident hot take person in the chat. Of course, he loves 2012.
Oh,
one of his favorite movies, Malcolm.
Love you, Malcolm.
Yeah, but yeah, we love your hot takes. But what are the votes at here?
3-2 for The Wandering Earth, the one that I'm the only one who's seen, and then it still likes it. I must have sold it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, good job. Yeah.
Well, all right. I'll be doing that a lot for the animal movie, the Animals Attack episode. I'll be like, I've never seen it. All right, I want to see it.
Yeah.
But on that.
Well, next we got Twister.
Yay!
Bill
easy.
Paxton movie, and then going up against The Wave. So yeah, me neither. So Austin, you're up first.
Yay, me first. Twister's in my top 64. I fucking love Twister. I've seen it God knows how many times, probably 200 times. I love Twister. I've owned it on every piece of physical media you can own it on, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray. Eventually, I'm sure a 4K when it eventually comes out, I'll pick it up. Bill Paxton's great. Really good character actor cast throughout the whole thing. It's a lot of fun. And I have an 8x10 of Cary Elwes from this movie signed by him. It was his only one he had on his table from Twister, and I bought it. Oh, yeah? So nice. And I got him to write on it the little quotes you can get him to write sometimes at the Comic-Con. Look out before he gets a pre-bar through his chest. I love Twister. So much fun. Twister all day, every day. That movie rocks. And by the way, The Wave is good. By the way, it's a Norwegian tidal wave kind of tsunami sort of movie. It's a good watch, but it's no Twister. Just want to put that out there.
Well, I've never heard of The Wave, so it makes it a little tough to vote for it. But I mean, Twister's awesome though. For years, Twister was the movie that I would use to test out all my new surround sound system. So I'd use that because there's some pretty great sound effects in that you just crank it up really loud. So yeah, and Bill Paxton, he's awesome in it. And it's back when they're when they're having Helen Hunt be a leading lady in everything, and she kind of disappeared. And then Philip Seymour Hoffman bringing some good comedy to the mix too. So yeah, even Alan Ruck, he's in there. So yeah, the fun time. It's one I go back to all the time. Twister is freaking awesome, and I never got a chance to see it on the big screen, which sucks. So I want to try to find a way someday. I don't know if they're ever going to show that movie again on the big screen.
That was the first movie I ever saw in a stadium seating theater that we had in Jacksonville, Florida. The first stadium seating, theater that had a brand new, the stadium seating, style, and it was a brand new theater. We saw it opening weekend. So yeah, I remember that experience very, very clearly.
Nice. But yeah, Twister. But Zadius, what do you think?
No, I've seen advertisement for The Wave before, and it made the trailer for it looks like a good movie and stuff because I actually wanted to watch it before this. But let me tell you about when Twister, besides the performances and everything, I think everybody did a great job in the movie. I remember when I saw Twister, and I can't remember exactly what year it came out, but I do remember the circumstance. because that same night I saw Twister, there was an effing tornado in Shreveport, Louisiana. And
Oh dang!
besides the movie putting the fear of God in me beforehand, with the fact, especially that Shining scene when the Twister was ripping through the tornado through the movie theater and driving movie, and like Jack Nicholson just hacking away with the screen going away also.
Oh yeah.
But just the fact that the correlation that a tornado happened the same night, I felt like it was a sign from God. And tornadoes are one of those things that is literally can attack you from anywhere. So like, yeah, Twister.
Yeah. And Twister kind of makes it like it seem pretty exciting to be a storm chaser. I always thought there'd be something pretty cool to do, chase these storms around. Yeah. A little dangerous, but fun. But Wolfman, what do you think?
Well, I actually have been beside a real tornado before, and it hit like right beside my high school, and it passed us and everything, and we were in the bathroom. All of us guys in the men's restroom, we were so chill. We were just like beatboxing. We didn't care. And then we hear the women's restroom. They're all crying. They're like, "Oh my God, all that stuff." So that's just a little fun thing. But yeah, so I could actually have an experience with tornadoes. I have not had an experience with a tsunami, thank God. But both of these movies are really good. I enjoy both these movies a lot. But come on, man. Come on. You know it. Twister's a classic. It's a classic. It is for a reason. It is one of the best. I gotta go Twister all the way. Or shall I say, let's see if you guys can guess the quote. Twister. It's a twister. I don't know if you guys know that quote.
That sounds familiar. I don't know.
Wizard of Oz.
I thought we were going to take this tournament to the extreme. It's the extreme.
It was from one of my favorite movies of all time, The Wizard of Oz. So.
Yeah. Another great tornado movie.
Yeah, exactly. So Twister all the way.
Yeah.
Also, Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of my favorite actors. Also, R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
And Philip Seymour Hoffman. Shit.
Yeah. Both of them.
R.I.P. to both.
Man.
Yeah.
But
Richie.
Yeah. Like this is easy. Twister rocks. There's not much to say about it. Yeah, it rocks. Better than his last movies. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes really far in this tournament. I love Philip Seymour Hoffman's character. That's my first introduction to him. I feel like I may have seen him in other movies beforehand, but I did. That was the first time I really paid like full attention to him. I mean, this guy's cool. I miss seeing Helen Hunt movies. She was good, but this movie rocks. I want to see The Wave. It looks all right. And it looks like it's my jam, but Twister definitely.
Yeah. And shout out Steven in the chat kind of makes me laugh. The Carrie Elwes character was so stupid and
sure you do. You gotta get the science guy versus the money guy.
Of course you do. I think it was fun. Yeah.
You gotta have a punchable guy in the movie. It's fine.
Yeah, you have to hate him.
Yeah.
You hate him.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I have a theory, by the way, about the scores of the two Jan de Bont movies, Twister and Speed, that you can swap the score out for both the movies, like crisscross, like flip flop them, and the movies would be almost the same. They're very, very similar. You can go listen to the medley online. There's a Twister medley and a Speed medley. Listen to it back to back and tell me you couldn't swap movies with the scores.
Yeah. I'll have to try that out. Just like put it on mute and then play the score.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but up next we have Kon-Tiki going up against Flight of the Phoenix.
God damn it.
Which is technically a survival because they're in the desert. They're surviving out there. So. But
Jordan, you're up
first. This one's kind of interesting for me too because I remember seeing it at Flight of the Phoenix. I didn't really love it. I thought it was fine. It did make me go back and watch the original, which was also fine. but I've never seen a Kon-Tiki. But the premise sounds pretty interesting about this guy who wants to try to surf in the tip of South America to Antarctica, and he builds this little kind of I don't know if it's like a raft or like a boat. I haven't seen it, but he builds something to try to get him to Antarctica. So, and I mean, like, I'm not really that attached to Flight of the Phoenix, so why not? I'll vote Kon-Tiki, sure. But Zadius?
Yeah, to me, I've never seen Kon-Tiki before, never even heard of it. And I've seen Flight of the Phoenix, and like you, like, it was okay. But to me, this is just two movies that's about to be devoured by a tornado. So, I'll go Kon-Tiki. Why not?
Yeah. Let's have some fun. Come on. Wolfman, what do you think?
Well, I've never seen both these movies myself personally, but I like phoenixes. I like the birds. So I guess in that case, but I also like the water, I like sailing. So, I can look at it that way as well. But
yeah.
But I guess I'll just be different and I'll choose Fly of the Phoenix. Why not?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Richie?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these movies either. I feel like I knew when Fly of the Phoenix came out, but it just wasn't interesting to me. That post seems like very, very kind of like low rent, no effects. Is that Miranda Otto? I would say that's Australian.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Australian actress. When I first saw Gibson, I'm like, I don't remember Mel Gibson being in this movie. Oh, Tyrese. That makes sense.
Just half brothers
in Flight of the Phoenix.
Yeah, it makes more sense. Look, like it's not something I'm going to rate based on to watch. Like Kentucky does look more interesting though. So I'll go for Kentucky.
Yeah.
Although it would be a better movie if it was like Mad Max Flight of the Phoenix, and it was like plane flights, George Miller, like a bunch of planes like fighting each other, like flying around the desert. That'd be a much better movie. I would say.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of homemade planes and shit, like gyrocopters and shit. I do this occasionally on the show. I just want to run down director of Flight of the Phoenix's John Moore's filmography real quick and how much of a steady decline it went on. So if you'll indulge me, he started off okay. The original Behind Enemy Lines with Owen Wilson, not a bad movie. It's all right. It's good. It's okay. Not the sequels with like the Miz and Randy Orton.
It was Mr. Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy. All right. So we got Flight of the Phoenix, this one. Then we've got the Omen remake, which is bad. We've got
not too good.
He follows that up with Max Payne, the classic. And then follows that up with A Good Day to Die Hard.
The steady decline. And then just keep going down.
And then
worse and worse.
His most recent movie, as of 2016, IT with Pierce Brosnan, the tech thriller.
I've got that on DVD because I rented it from like a Redbox thing and I just didn't give it back. I was like,
nice. So I ended up with the movie House Guest. I rented it from a Redbox and didn't give it back.
So, having said that, I'm going to punish John Moore here and vote for Kon-Tiki, even though I haven't seen it. So, Kon-Tiki gets my vote.
Yeah, so it's Kon-Tiki for the win.
Yeah, I have to. When I see a director's filmography like that, I just have to point it out every now and then on tournament fights and just run it down. It's fun.
Of course. Where's Malcolm?
Curious.
It's fine.
The only good part of that is Pete Postlethwaite as the priest guy. He's fine.
Yeah,
other than that, I'm not a fan. Yeah, Pete Postlethwaite's awesome. But
Yeah, and Steve Shepard
the son of the devil.
Good day to have.
Yeah.
Which is fair. That's a good reaction to have. So, but up next we have News of the World going up against Poseidon.
Hey, Tournament Fight's favorite Poseidon.
Yeah.
Elite 8 Poseidon.
Yeah. Elite 8, yeah.
There's a story about that, see, man. Yeah, there was some, I forget what show it was on, but like Poseidon somehow made it to like the Elite 8. I don't even know how, even though everybody hated it. Like it was I don't know how it even made it.
Well, like the One Crazy Day or movies or something like
One
that.
Crazy Night movies, yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, it was insane. All right, but you're up first, Lee.
Oh, so me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That just went over my head. I've heard News of the World before, but for me, it's definitely Poseidon. Besides the fact it's another one of those movies that is crazy and it's wild, but I love it. I love this type of disaster movie. But I will say one thing in this movie, there was really only one thing in the movie that terrified me, and I'm sensing a trend now. But Kurt Russell's death scene when he drowns was damn terrifying. Damn terrifying. So, like, man, besides that, the rest of the movie, again, it's nutty. It's wild, but I love it. So, Poseidon.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolfman.
So I've only seen one of these, and that was News of the World. So I will vote for that one, but it was really good. I remember really liking that one. I'm gonna need to watch Poseidon at some point, but yeah, News of the World, good time.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never go wrong with Tom Hanks. There may be another Tom Hanks movie on this list too.
Oh yeah, yep, there definitely is. but Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw News of the World recently. It actually came exclusive to Netflix here.
Okay.
I think the distribution outside the States might have been Netflix. But yeah, so I watched it recently. It's a pretty good movie. It's not like the most fast paced movie in the world. You know, if you kind of don't have patience for slow movies, it's probably not your jam. But it's a decent film, and like him and Tom Hanks and I can't remember who plays the girl, but they got good chemistry. And Poseidon, I'm like I understand. Yeah, like if it's gonna go far on any list, it probably should be listless, not the one. I'm not the one we went far on, to be honest. But yeah, like, and you can have dumb fun with that. But I'll choose the better movie, which is News of the World.
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I'm not going to be responsible for putting Poseidon through again in another tournament, so I'll keep it short. So just say News of the World. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
That was an anomaly.
Oh, you don't want to keep it a tournament fights favorite? Come on.
No, God no. There was a fluke.
Yeah, Poseidon's fun. Like, it's one of those big dumb like fun movies, but and I've not seen News of the World, but it just seems like one that I would enjoy way more. And from all the trailers, it seems like the Tom Hanks and the girl, Helena Zengel is her name. That they have pretty good chemistry, is what it looks like. And then there's also Truman Hanks in it. I would imagine that's his son, I guess. But so yeah, like I mean, I didn't really love Poseidon. Like, it's one that if it maybe if it popped on TV, I might watch it, but that's the only time I'm really ever gonna see that movie again. So I'll vote News of the World. So
all right, News of the World. We'll move on for now. Yep.
Yeah.
Good job, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is his other movie going to compete?
But next we have. I want to say, is that Greenland or the?
That's Geostorm.
No, that's
yeah, Geostorm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Is
Look off the title, but yeah. So Geostorm. Okay, going up against Strange Wilderness, which is like wilderness wacky survival. So
I disagree. I think it's just a comedy about them making a animal show, but
yeah. Well, showed up on a couple lists for like wilderness survival movies, so I threw it on.
Right.
So
all right.
I saw it a long time ago. I don't remember much about it, but
Wolfman.
Yeah. Well, I've not seen Strange Wilderness. It sounds strange though. Check it out at some point. And I like Geostorm. Did not like Geostorm. I was kind of bored by that movie, honestly. But going off what Austin said, he says he doesn't feel like Strange Wilderness is like actually a wilderness survival movie, while Geostorm is an actual disaster movie, full on. I will give the edge to Geostorm for this.
Yeah. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't from memory. I haven't seen Strange Wilderness, but from memory, like reading the synopsis, it doesn't really fit here. I remember getting really bad reviews as well.
Yeah,
and I mean, Geostorm hasn't got great reviews either, but it kind of more fits its category, and it's fucking stupid. But like it's you can have fun with it being fucking stupid. So I'll go Geostorm.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think?
Strange Wilderness, I saw in the theaters. It is awful. It is painfully unfunny. There's exactly one funny scene where they dub over like a shark and they're making fun of his like buck teeth or whatever. Like it's one funny thing, but it was in the trailer, so you didn't need to see the movie because it's in the trailer. Geostorm is kind of bad, but I'd watch it over Strange Wilderness just because I'd rather watch a bad disaster movie than a bad comedy where I don't laugh. So Geostorm.
Yeah, like I think that the Strange Wilderness for me was just one of those movies that I was like trying to round out the 32, and I was like, well, this is on some list, I guess. But I can't remember that much. I remember seeing it once, but like I just remember them just running around in the woods. I don't really remember too much more about the movie, and I've never seen Geostorm, but funny enough, I mistook it for Greenland, which is also a Gerard Butler movie, But at least Geostorm, I mean, you got Jim Sturgis, you got Ed Harris, Andy Garcia, you got some decent cast members in there. So yeah, I'll go with Geostorm because that's probably the one I would rather watch. So yeah,
is Greenland on this list?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
So you have to wait to find out, but yes.
No, I'm a big fan of Greenland. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that movie a lot.
But
Jordan, you naming those actors just upset me all over again because this movie is terrible. I really just about Andy Garcia, who was I loved him in like the Ocean movies personally, and but the whole Jim Sturgis, Abby Cornish, when they had to kidnap the president, or I think it was the president in this movie, and Ed Harris being the villain just upset me so much. I mean, yes, when it comes to disasters, the disaster stuff things that happen in this movie is fun to see, but Jesus, this is bad. But just because I've never seen Strange Wilderness, and from y'all's point of view, I've heard this, it sounds horrible too. These are two trash movies versus each other, so I'm gonna go with the one I've seen. But Geostorm, please go out next.
Yeah, right.
I don't think it'll make it far. Yeah, it'll move on here, but I don't think it'll make it very far in the tournament. Yeah.
Geostorm, and then Stephen Shepard says it's a huge guilty pleasure for me that he loved it. I guess so. Yeah. But to each their own. I've never seen it, so I can't say.
I don't know if it's on this list. I didn't look, but there is a movie that I would have replaced Strange Wilderness for, but I'll get into it later.
Yeah. Sounds good. But up next we have Castaway, definitely survival movie against Into the Storm.
The worst version of Twister. Yeah.
Which might be worse than Geostorm. Yeah, but yeah. So
all right, Richie, you're up first.
All right,
Richie.
Into the Storm is a really bad movie. It's got the guy plays Thorn in Lord of the Rings, and like Sarah Wayne Callis from like Prison Break and Walking Dead and shit. But it's so bad. It's like a found footage that it's horrendous. Even and the title sounds like an X-Men porno.
Yeah. Oh man,
it's a bad film. And there's no contest. Castaway is a classic. Castaway is fantastic. One of the greats of the sort of the survival sort of subgenre. So this is very easy. Castaway.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, you can watch End of the Storm as kind of a dumb, guilty pleasure movie. There's a few decent like disaster scenes, but yeah, it's an much inferior version of Twister. Essentially, yeah, with found footage. And even though I kind of like found footage, this was not good. And yeah, Castaway's a classic. It still works. And so yeah, I'll go with Castaway pretty easily.
Yeah, like I remember being over at a girl's house once, and we were watching Into the Storm, and like halfway through, she wanted to watch it. She put it on halfway through. We just bailed on it. We're just like, no, we're not gonna watch that. Yeah, and so, but
that's a bad sign when you can't.
Yeah, we couldn't even finish it. So, but Castaway is great though. The only thing that I don't like about Castaway is that in the trailer you literally see him off the island, but it's also out of context, though. So in the trailer, you don't really know that that's him off the island. Once you see the movie, you're like, oh, like they showed some of the ending stuff, and like in the trailer, it's kind of weird. But yeah, like Just like all the stuff Castaway's known for. Wilson, you got the whole scene where he like does his own dental work that like always kind of like freaks me out a little bit. And then when he makes fire, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in that. So yeah, Castaway for sure. Yeah.
Oddly enough, Castaway. I haven't seen Into the Storm, and oddly enough, Castaway is one of those movies I've only seen from the like halfway in the movie to the end. I've never seen the movie all the way through, but just the fact that I need to watch it all, and I just thought the back half of it was great anyway. So yeah, Castaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go back and check it out. It's got a really pretty terrifying plane crash sequence at the beginning. So yeah, you should check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfman, what do you think?
I've not seen Into the Storm, and from what it sounds like I should not be watching Into the Storm. I will say that I do wish that Castaway was in the last matchup, only because then we could have had a Tom Hanks movie versus a Tom Hanks movie.
Right.
In that matchup, that would have been funny. But Castaway, it's in my top 64 of all time. I love Castaway. It is so good. I never saw the trailer before I saw the movie, so I never got that spoiled for me. And it was so good. I still watch it all the time. I revisit it. It's just a classic. So Castaway.
Yep. Castaway it is.
Yeah,
but Malcolm pointing out
I think it's our first full sweep too.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a couple. We've had a couple sweeps. Yeah, we've had two other sweeps. Yeah.
Like Malcolm's pointing out in the chat that the matchup could still happen between Tom Hanks. You never know.
Yeah, it's still good if they roll through a little bit. Yeah.
But next we have the Way Back, not to be confused with the one with Ben Affleck. This is an actual I think it's from 2010 or 2011, something like that.
And also not to be confused with the Sam Rockwell movie, The Way
Back. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, The Way Back. Yeah, but it's going up against the Swiss Family Robinson, a good old school survival movie. So, I think it's Austin, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen The Way Back. I've heard about it, but I just haven't got. Didn't we just have a Jim Sturgis movie somewhere?
So,
Geostorm.
Yeah, Geostorm. Yeah. Okay, yeah, well, the Jim Sturgis kick. But yeah, I haven't revisited the original Swiss Family Robinson in a while, but I remember it being pretty good, and I think it's on Disney Plus now. I probably need to revisit it, but I like good old school kind of practical, some of those old Disney movies from the 60s and stuff. So yeah, I'll go with Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah, I've also never seen the Way Back, but it looks like a pretty stacked cast. I mean, Jim Sturgis, Colin Farrell. I'm trying to read it.
Jim Sturgis and Ed Harris again in the same movie. It's like a reunion.
Yeah,
that's weird.
There you go. Yeah, they're back again. So yeah,
it's got Saoirse Ronan in it.
What? Yeah,
Mark Strong.
I don't know how a movie with that stacked of a cast flew so under the radar, but somehow it did. Yeah, but the Swiss Family Robinson is a movie that I grew up on. I watched this movie all the time. I probably wore out the VHS as far as classic movies go. Just seeing the maroon on this island, and then you see him riding animals. You got a guy riding an ostrich around, and just some kind of just wacky animals all over the place. And then you have pirates that come and attack them. They don't speak any English, so they're trying to communicate, and they're throwing these little bomb things at them and stuff. And then when they get to the treehouse part, the treehouse is really, really cool. So that always became one of my favorite things to do at Disneyland or Disney World, is to go check out the Swiss Family treehouse. But yeah, so I'll go with the Swiss Family Robinson. Yeah. Zadius?
Yeah, so this is another one of those matches where I haven't seen either of them, and the Way Back does seem more interesting. And since I didn't have a coin near me, I just used the tried and true method of any, meeny, miny, mo. May have heard of it, and it came up with the Way Back. So that's moving on for me.
Sure, yeah, that's what you got to do. yeah. But the Swiss Family Robinson, shout out the character Fritz. I don't know the actual actor's name, but he's the main guy from Old Yeller too. He's also in both of those movies. So, but Wolfman, what do you think?
I also have not seen any of these as well, but I have really wanted to see The Way Back, and that cast is of the movie, and also the director. I'm voting for The Way Back, and only for the director alone. The director, I mean the cast too, but like the director is Peter Weir, who has done
Australian again.
he's done The Truman Show, one of my all-time favorites.
Oh yeah,
he did Dead Poet Society, another one of my all-time favorites. Master and Commander, Witness.
it's got to be good though. Yeah,
And then so yeah, he's got a huge list of films that he's done, and I might honestly see that like this week now. I'm really interested. So
yeah. So Malcolm said that it's currently the very last movie directed by Peter Weir. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Richie?
yeah, cool.
Richie. Just like to point out, like I feel like most of these movies have had some Australian connection so far, which is pretty good. Geostorm's got Abby Cornish, Australian. Yeah,
nice.
But yeah, I haven't seen The Way Back. It's been a hot minute since I've seen the Swiss Family Robinson, but I enjoyed it. I think it's classic. So it's one of my favorite. I'll go Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
Well, here's a fun, weird, coincidental fact. You mentioned the guy Fritz from Swiss Family Robinson. His name's James MacArthur. His final film credit is a TV movie called Storm Chasers: Revenge of the Twister.
Oh wow!
A TV disaster movie.
Nice.
Weird.
I don't know when that was, like the 80s or something.
No, 98 with Kelly McGillis from Top Gun.
Oh wow!
So there you go.
Have you guys seen Top Gun yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm seeing it tomorrow.
So,
Yeah. Swiss Family Robinson is moving on 3-2.
All right. Swiss Family Robinson. Yeah, that's one of the like classic movies that I do like. I'm not a big classic movie guy, but I love the Swiss Family Robinson. So, but next we got Gravity going up against
the Poseidon Adventure, the original Poseidon Adventure.
Oh
yeah.
Okay, the Poseidon Adventure. Okay. Yeah,
the original one. So yeah,
for me, while I'm doing all the behind stuff, like my screen's about 3 times smaller, so I have to kind of squint to see all this stuff. But yeah, you say I'm first?
Yeah, you're up first.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen the original Poseidon Adventure, but also I'm not a fan of Gravity. I thought that movie was boring as shit. Like that movie, I did not care for it. Like it just bored me, put me to sleep. I remember going to see it with my whole family, and they're all excited for it. And I almost kind of wanted to go see something else. I'm like, like it's just two people
it's
floating
like 85
around
minutes.
I'm like, yeah. But it's just like nothing really happened besides them floating in space, trying to get from one piece of the wreckage to the other. It doesn't really, I don't know, like do anything else for me. So I think, like, funny enough, just because it has Gene Hackman, I'll vote for the Poseidon Adventures. So, but. Zadius?
Yeah, I think Gravity is okay. It's an okay movie. And as much as I love Poseidon, I've never seen the Poseidon Adventure, but I wanted to, and actually, not even past tense, I want to see that movie. So we're gonna go with the Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah, sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think?
Okay, so Alfonso Cuarón, one of my favorite directors. Gravity is, maybe it's just because of the theater experience I had, but I remember actually really liking this, and it was just super intense and on the edge of your seat for me. And I watched it with my friend who's a massive space head, so he absolutely just loved everything about this movie. And then and it's also a technical masterpiece. Like, it's not, the movie itself is not a masterpiece. It's definitely got some issues, but like on a technical level, like effects wise, everything, it is a masterpiece. Sound, all that. And so I've never seen the original Poseidon Adventures, but I'll have to show Alfonso some love and give it to Gravity.
Yeah, but apparently Steven Shepard says that it's a great 3D experience. I didn't get to see it in 3D, but if anyone did, I guess it's pretty good. So, but Richie?
Yeah, I'll throw some love out to Gravity. I think it's a really good movie. Yeah, I haven't seen the Poseidon Adventure. Is this the year where Sandra Bullock received a Razzie and got nominated for an Oscar the same year? Was that something?
Yeah, the All
Might
About
have been.
Steve thing. Like
Yeah,
same
yeah.
year. It was like because it was like The Blind Side and All About Steve, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not Gravity, but yeah. I remember there was there was a moment where she got over for both. That was interesting. But yeah, no, this movie's great. I love Gravity. I want to see the Poseidon Adventure. Might get around to it soon. But yeah, for now I'm gonna go Gravity.
Yeah. Well, Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I have seen the original Poseidon Adventure. It's fun for what it is. I mean, if you like, 70s old school stuff, I mean, it's a little long, but a lot of the 70s movies were. But yeah, like I'll tell you why we need more movies like Gravity, because Gravity looks great. It sounds great. It's like it's a very simple story, and it's a big budget movie that's like 90 minutes. We need more of that shit, and not enough of these 2.5 hour fucking movies. Like I'm kind of getting over like every other movie being 2.5 hours, like including like Top Gun's like 2 hours, but like I'm just done with movies that are like 2 hours and 40 minutes to take up 4 hours of my afternoon if I have to go see it. So yeah, I'm kind of sick of that shit. So yeah, I'll vote for Gravity because I appreciate that.
Well, maybe Gravity just needed some more cast in it, because literally that is the entire cast list: Sandra Bullock, George Clooney.
Yeah, I'm
like, really?
That's great. That's what I love about it. It's so simple.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
Just bored me, but Gravity moving on. So it's all right. We have the movie Land, which I don't know much about, but going up against The Gray. So
yes,
yeah.
All right, Z-Man, you're up first. So talk
Yo,
about
Wolfman.
I've never heard of Land, but The Gray was an awesome movie. Even though it does such a horrible job at the end by teasing us with that fight, damn it! But I think overall it was a good survival movie, and it's a good time. And again, man versus wolf. I mean, it's a great battle, and it's a great battle seeing how the wolves pick them off, but. Again, that ending pissed me off a little bit, but overall, I like the movie. So, yeah. Mr. Wolfman?
I have not seen Land, but I have heard about it and I want to see it.
It's Robin Wright. That's the only person I know in that movie.
Yeah.
Damien Bashir is in it too, but yeah.
But The Gray, I'm in the minority. I actually love the ending. And to me, it's one of those ones where it's like, to me, I love the just the abruptness of it, and just the fact that like it feels in tone with like this type of film where it's like and it's like whenever you have a death experience, because he's not going to live through all those rules and stuff like that, that like in real life it feels like whenever you die, it's just a quick flash to black, and that's it. And it's like the whole ending there where he's like narrating or he's saying that poem and stuff like that while it's like playing that amazing score, that do 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 do. I was like, oh, that was like so good. And he's running his hands around there. I just love the survival aspects of it. And Liam Neeson, this is one of his best performances. The Wolves were awesome in it. Wolfman approves of it. And I do love just about everything except the post-credit scene. There's a post-credit scene, and I didn't want the ending.
Don't watch the post-credit scene.
Yeah, that's right.
They negates a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
because they answered they answered the end of the movie for you, but it was one of those things where it was like I didn't want that answered. So, but yeah, it was really really good.
Yeah. But well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I know of Land. I think I've seen it advertised here on it's called Foxtel, it's basically cable. Yeah. But it's like on demand to watch, so might get onto it a bit. So I saw it there. But the Grey's awesome. Yeah, and I agree with Wolfman. I actually love the ending. But yeah, I think it's one of Liam Neeson's best performances. So yeah, I'm gonna go the Grey.
Yeah, and then Stephen kind of quoting what he says at the end: "Once more into the fray, into the last great fight I'll ever know. Live and die on this day. Live and die on this day." That's kind of what he says. They're just kind of cool, like at the end. Yeah. But Austin,
Yeah, the Gray was interesting because I didn't really like it coming out of the theater, but I think it's because it was mismarketed as like this action movie, and it's not.
That's true.
It's like a yeah, it was like a survival morality tale kind of movie. And then when I saw it again, it kind of reset my expectations. It was better on a second watch. So I'll go with the Gray. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then Malcolm says the Wolf was snubbed for an Oscar, I guess, because yeah, but yeah, I've never seen Land. I don't know if anyone here, like, has anyone actually seen Land on this panel?
No.
Because I guess it's just a Robin Wright kind of like survival, but it's kind of like more of like an independent movie, like kind of lower budget. But Malcolm says that it's decent, but in the chat, but the Gray is good. Like I actually really enjoyed it. Like it wasn't what the trailer set it out to be, but I actually still had a lot of fun with it. Like just seeing like him and his crew trying to survive and being hunted by the wolf and stuff. So yeah, I'll vote for the Gray.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gray,
clean sweep. All right,
mm-hmm.
And that'll be the end of that side. All right, so move on over. See what we got over here. All right, so we got Seeking a Friend for the End of the World going up against The Mountain Between Us. So, and yeah,
cool. So I'm up first. Well, I have seen both these.
all
The
right.
Mountain Between Us. I read the book, and the book was really good. But as far as the movie goes, that one bored me to tears. I was not a fan of The Mountain Between Us. It was just really boring. I remember liking Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Didn't love it, but I remember liking it. So I'd definitely vote for Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Plus, it's got Keira Knightley, and she was my favorite. So.
Yeah. Yep, amen. But Richie?
I remember seeking a friend for the end of the world at my ex's place, and then like her flatmate is so like it was in 2012, and she legit thought thought like that she definitely bought into the world ending, and like, you know what I mean. It was around that time as well with the mind counter bullshit, and then she was just so annoying. Like, that could happen. Like I want to, I just fuck off. So I was like, it ruined my experience for me. So but I watched it again, and it's a good movie. Mountain Between Us. I know of it. It's not really. I haven't seen it. It's not really that. I mean, I like both that. I like Kate Winslet and Idris Elba, but it's not. Doesn't really seem like my type of movie. But I think Friend for the World is decent, so I'll go there.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Mountain Between Us yet. But Wolfman's non-endorsement of it does not encourage me. But yeah, I actually I really love Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. I definitely encourage anybody who hasn't seen it. It's a great premise. It kind of starts out as a comedy and becomes more of a drama at the end. But it's really, really, really good. So yeah, I will enthusiastically vote for Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Yeah, I've also have not seen The Mountain Between Us, but it would have been kind of interesting if that movie went up against The Gray, because they're kind of similar, like a plane crash, like in the mountains, and they're surviving in snow. So
I literally just thought of that. I was like saying,
yeah,
I kind of regretted not voting Mountain Between Us, even though I'm not a fan of the movie, just because I wanted to see that.
Yeah. But Seeking a Friend for the End of the World is great. Like I actually really, really like it, and it's probably one of my favorite Keira Knightley performances. That like just seeing the relationship between her and Steve Carell, where it's like they like could have this like great romance, and they kind of do, but it's not like something where like when you're like facing the end of the world, you're gonna go like you want to just do all the things you want to do before this meteor hits, and so you think they would like have sex or like they would like do all of that, but they really don't, and so it's kind of more of like a sweet kind of story, but it has some pretty good, great humor in it too. So yeah, I'll vote for Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of meteor movies, don't tell me if it is on this list or not, but I just thought about technically Don't Look Up. It counts as a disaster movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I included it because it was yeah, I think I kind of wavered on it, but yeah, not quite. But
yeah, we could have, but Zadius?
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these movies, but I do remember. I think when it came out, I wanted to see Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, but I just never did. And now I probably am going to watch it tonight because I see it's on HBO Max. So yeah, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Good.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was good stuff. So it sounds
Yeah.
like
Clean sweep. Yeah, clean sweep.
Seeking a Friend. All right, awesome. Yeah,
Mhm.
Steve Carell's always good. But we got another Mount Everest with Everest on there going up against Melancholia, which is a movie I've never heard of. But
Last one, sure.
Yeah, Lars von Trier and Kristen Dunst. Yeah, Charlotte Gainsbourg. Yeah, it's very very artsy movie. Yeah, but it is technically a disaster because it's about another planet about to collide into Earth, so it's technically a disaster movie. Richie.
Oh, I have to it's an obligatory thing I have to do. Everest because got a lot of Australians in it. So you can swim there, like Jason Clark's a great guy.
Sam Worthington.
Sam Worthington, in probably in a bit of role where he's not the main character. To say he's more of a support.
He's good. He's a really good supporting character. He's a really good supporting character in movies. It's where he should be. He's really good.
I mean, it's nothing to do with this, but I would say give a shout out to the movie Cake with Jennifer Aniston. Like he's a support character. He's good in that movie. But yeah, he's good when he's not leading. But yeah, back to this. I've seen. I haven't got around to seeing Melancholia yet. But yeah, I know a lot about it. My friend Robert talks it up a lot, so I'll get around to it eventually. Everest I've seen, and I thought it was really good actually. It's got a really good cast. Jake Gyllenhaal's in there as well, briefly.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Yeah, it's good. It's good cast, and it's a good disaster movie, but it's very.
There's a Keira Knightley one too.
Keira Knightley. I won't give away. It's also pretty depressing, but I love it. But yeah, it's a good movie. So I'll go Everest.
Yeah, and also Steven Shepard with the obligatory Kiefer Sutherland shout out because he's like his favorite actor, so he's in Melancholia. So yeah, but Austin.
Yeah. Lars von Trier is he's an interesting director. Yeah, you either kind of really vibe with his movies or not. Melancholy is it's weird, but it's worth a watch. But yeah, I really liked Everest. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, the cast definitely helps it because everybody that shows up in that movie is somebody you're kind of happy to see. And yeah, Sam Worthington just sitting in like board shorts, the whole thing, up on the mountain, just kind of chilling out. Like he's a lot of fun. And I totally agree with Richie. I would love to see him in more movies. Just be like a strong supporting character. Yep. We tried the thing where you were going to be a star and it just didn't work out. So let's just be a strong supporting character and do cool roles. But I'll go for Everest.
Yeah. I've never heard of Melancholia, so I mean, but we'll say shout out Kristen Dunst. Me and her share the same birthday because they're like one of those things where we can look at which celebrities were born on your birthday. It's like literally her, and that's it. So for Everest, like I have a fun time with it. I do agree with the sentiment that Sam Worthington's great in a supporting role, but
well, I mean, we're gonna have to put up with it in Avatar 2, I guess, because it's just obligatory because he was the main character of that, so he's gonna be back.
Yep, he'll be back. But like I've never been a huge Jason Clarke fan. I always find him kind of annoying, and they keep shoehorning him in as this leading guy in like all these movies. I don't really find him a very good leading guy either. That's just me personally, but the rest of the cast, I'm a huge fan of. So, and I have never heard of Melancholia, like I say. So I'll vote for Everest.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these movies either, but wow. But Everest actually seems interesting. no dig at Kirsten Dunst, but yeah, Everest seems like it would be a good time. So I'm interested in wondering what's going to happen because I doubt they make it back. I want to see who gets picked off. So Everest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Everest is like a classier version of Vertical Limit, essentially.
Oh,
yeah. Wolfman.
Yeah, I have not seen Everest, but I have watched Melancholia, and I am people call me a pretentious douchebag because I am into the artsy-fartsy type of movies. That is like a lot of my type of stuff. So Lars von Trier, I mean, I love his work. He's an amazing director. So I gotta give it to Melancholia. It's really, really well done, guys. I definitely recommend it. And I do want to get around to seeing Everest. I just never got a chance to watch it in theaters. So
yeah. We need some good people like that on the show, though, that are in all the artsy movies. Because not a lot of people that are on this show, at least, are. So
yeah.
So it's good to have
I love I love that there's like A24, neon type of films, like The Witch or Titan or something like that. Like I'm big into those kind of art house kind of cinema stuff. So
to each his own, man. Yeah. That's cool.
But Everest for the win, though, here. So, but up next we got Moonfall.
the most recent edition of Deep Impact.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, who's up first?
Me. Oh, fucking Moonfall. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, again, a movie that just I at this point I'm just ready for Roland Emmerich to kind of go away after Independence Day 2 and like this. I'm just like, bro, just hang it up, man. Like, and this is one that definitely didn't need to be 2.5 goddamn hours. Like, just stop. I'm done with it. But yeah, Deep Impact. I mean, obviously there was the Deep Impact Armageddon stuff the same year. I prefer the other one, but I still like Deep Impact, and Morgan Freeman is obviously a good president, and it's got a good cast. So yeah, I'll go Deep Impact. But again, I like 90s disaster movies. Like they were just a little more fun back then. So Deep Impact.
Yeah. Well, for Moonfall, I just avoided it altogether because when I saw the second Independence Day, that just turned me off like totally. That was like one of the worst movies I've seen almost ever before. So yeah, like I had no desire to see Moonfall. When usually like a movie like this would actually kind of interest me, but if it's Roland Emmerich, I'm just not really into it. So yeah, like I don't know how Hollywood keeps giving him like money to make these huge budget movies because like. I'm not even sure if Moonfall even made money. Like
I don't think so. I think it was a pretty epic bomb. Yeah, it was a big bomb. So we might not see him for a little while because that was his biggest bomb I think he's ever had. So yeah,
it's like Michael Bay. I don't like Michael Bay either, but at least
bomb too. Didn't Independence Day 2 bomb as well or no?
Oh yeah,
I think it made enough money. I think it made enough money. I don't think it bombed because people saw it, but like they just shit all over it. Like I'm pretty sure they did. But Moonfall. $150 million budget worldwide. It made $44 million. That's bad. That's a lot of money. A lot of money lost. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I can compare Roland Emmerich a lot to Michael Bay, but at least Michael Bay's movies actually make money. So like he'll be around for a while, but I'm not so sure about Roland Emmerich. We'll see. But Deep Impact though, I have a lot of fun with it. I got to shout out my boy Elijah Wood. I'm a big fan. And then. Morgan Freeman, Robert Duvall in there, even Jon Favreau popping up a little bit. So, Deep Impact. It's a fun time. I'm not going to say that it's great, but it's certainly better than Moonfall. So yeah, I'll vote Deep Impact. So, is that
it? Yeah, definitely is going to be Deep Impact for me, just for the fact. Well, I actually like the movie. I'll say late not love, but I think a lot of the movie is great, and I will say I just checked it came out in 1998, and I remember before watching this movie I wanted to be an astronaut. After watching this movie, hell no. So yeah, Deep Impact.
Yeah, but Ross in the chat reminded Roland Emmerich also made The Patriot, which is actually like a pretty decent.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
He made Universal Soldier. I mean, I like Universal Soldier for some of his early stuff. Like, he was fine up until until a certain point. he was hit and miss, but he was all right.
Up until like Godzilla or something.
Godzilla and 10,000 BC or whatever the hell that movie was called, or 10 million BC, whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah,
shit like that.
Yeah. But Wolfman, what do you think?
So Deep Impact. It's another Elijah Wood movie. on here, and it is one that is good. I do enjoy it. And what's funny is I remember showing a friend this movie for the first time because he was in the mood so much for a disaster movie. And, the disaster doesn't even really happen until, like, near the end of the film. And so he's, like, turns to me, he's like, Michael, I said I wanted a disaster movie, not a good movie. I wanted something, he's like, I wanted something, like, give me something like 2012. Or something like that. He wanted something along those lines. But yeah, I never watched Moonfall. I will say this though. If I have heard the rest of the movie is boring. However, though, if the movie, I know the twist and what happens at the end. If the rest of the movie is on par with that twist, then that is like the masterpiece of 2022. Because that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That like I kind of love it. Like, if that's the whole movie, then that is gonna rock my world. I hope that's the case. But I gotta go Deep Impact. It's actually the better movie on this list. So.
And if you're a fan of Hope, spoiler alert, it survives right on the poster. Right? Hope survives. But Richie?
Yeah, I tend to avoid Roland Emmerich after like 2012 or something. So yeah, I didn't really have high hopes for this movie, and given the box office receipts, I had a right to think that. Actually, no, I lie. I watched Midway, the war movie. That movie sucked. It's boring as shit. I hated it. But yeah, I feel like like there's Michael Bay comparison, but Michael Bay at least like I feel like his bad movies are bad, but like he has a bit a hit. He's more hit and miss, whereas like he's still got really people love movies like it's like Armageddon, Pain and Gain. 13 Hours is pretty good. So The Rock, but yeah, so I feel like Roland Emmerich has kind of has had more of a downfall than Michael Bay has. And Deep Impact. I feel like maybe back in the 90s, if you had a disaster movie, I was just gonna like it because they just had a way of doing disaster movies back then that went really well. So and I liked Deep Impact a lot. So I will go Deep Impact.
Yeah. And forget too. Roland Emmerich also did Stargate too. That's another.
That's an alright one.
Yeah. Yeah, but
here's the reason we might not see Roland Emmerich. So Independence Day 2, while it was bad, it grossed $400 million on a $150 million budget. So it made money. I mean, not a ton of money, but it made money. It was profitable. But Midway cost $100 million and only made $120, which is that's losing money because you need to make about double your budget to make money. And then Moonfall, cost like $150 million and made $44 million. So we might not see Roland Emmerich for a little while.
But
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. He can make a Blumhouse movie. That's what he can do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All he needs is $10.
But Malcolm, we might have this topic may come up in like a year, maybe over that, because we're going to do some redux. But like he thinks we have the wrong idea about the disaster movie.
No, we know that.
Somehow loves every single disaster movie that's on here. So.
Yeah, like the movies are so shit and boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a movie that's still coming up. That's it's in my top 100. That it's a really stupid disaster movie, and I fucking love it. It's coming up. You know what I mean? Like, and we haven't seen it yet. Like, I'll talk about it when we get there. But I can appreciate a disaster movie if it's fun. If it's a boring disaster movie, because there are boring disaster movies, I will shit on it. The problem if it's boring.
They're all subjective, so I mean, But we have 127 hours for survival movie going up against
Skyscraper.
Yeah.
Two movies that are holding onto a ledge.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There you go. So,
and where they are missing body parts.
Missing body parts, missing limbs.
Because Rock is he's only one leg, and then by the end of the movie, James Franco only has one arm. So all right, Jordan.
Yep. This is kind of interesting because I actually like both of these, even though like Skyscraper is like a really ridiculous like plot where they almost make the Rock into like a superhero. The way he's able to climb up this thing and like survive all this and like get through like some high security points and stuff in this skyscraper. Like it's kind of crazy, but 127 hours though, like it's really good. James Franco, like I think that he gives a great performance, like especially if you've seen the documentary too about the guy who actually had to cut off his own arm, and like the way he describes it, like the pain of having to actually do that to yourself in order to survive. It like just sounds pretty crazy. So I think that I'll probably give it to 127 hours. Like I probably like that one just a little more. So, but Zadius.
Okay, so I want to see 127 hours, but so I haven't seen it yet. But Skyscraper is one of those movies where, yeah, I know I've heard people say it's like Die Hard, like in the skyscraper with the building on fire. And yes, it's a heist movie that turns into an Inferno type movie. And while the beginning of it is I think it's okay, but when The Rock makes a jump, I think from a crane, from a pretty far distance to the edge of the building, and he makes that, that's when I'm saying, this is that type of movie. Click, let's go. I'm ready for some super shit. So yeah, Skyscraper.
Yeah. But also, I wanted to shout out Danny Boyle too for 127 hours. Like the only movies he's done that I really like were 28 Days Later and this, but still, that's not too bad. I mean, Slumdog Millionaire was okay, but yeah, I'll say that. But Wolfman.
So I didn't see 127 hours in theaters, but I did see Skyscraper in theaters. And I can tell you that I found that to be a forgettable ripoff of Die Hard. This is. And but I will say that the thing that literally made me go and see it is that my girl, one of my celebrity crushes, Nev Campbell, was in it. And I was like, oh, I gotta see it for Nev Campbell. I mean, she's on this new Netflix show I'm not even interested in, like The Lincoln Lawyer or something like that. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna watch it just because she's in it. She's that type of girl. So I was always Skyscraper, but 127 hours is actually like a legit great movie. I think it was nominated for Best Picture, I believe. It was like it's a legit, like really good movie. And really intense and gruesome whenever he actually, like the detail that they get into whenever he has to cut his arm off. It was a hard watch. So yeah, for me, I gotta pick 127 hours. It just made me so paranoid being in that, like, and scared.
Malcolm, if you're in the chat, tell us how much you love Skyscraper.
Yeah. But
he did.
I forgot that Danny Boyle also directed Steve Jobs. That's another one that I really, really like because I love the dialogue.
And fuck that. He did 28 Days Later, man. That's still his best movie.
That's his best.
Well, yeah.
Trainspotting.
Yeah. Well, I already mentioned 28 Days Later. Yeah. That one's a given. Yeah. But Richie?
Yeah, I think I mentioned Skyscraper before. Just, sometimes it's like, like the rock movies are what they are a lot of the time. It's like, and a lot of time I'm interested in watching a dumb rock movie. And it's probably because, I really have love for The Rock because I'm a wrestling fan and he was my favorite growing up. But still, these just movies are dumb. Like, like I feel like, The Rock's a guy, like, he has the action movies like Vin Diesel, but Vin Diesel, he doesn't take himself as seriously as Vin Diesel does. So it's kind of, it works. Like in Nev Campbell, this is weird. I feel like they don't sort of come across as a believable couple, and she's not really given a lot to do. But I like Nev Campbell a lot. But yeah, the better movie in this instance is 127 hours. I think the story is incredible. Aaron Ralston, I think is his name. James Franco does a great performance. It's obviously. It's a role that requires a lot from you. Like it's like just basically a one man performance, not really a lot of people to play off. I think he pulls. I was going to say pulls it off, but that's probably not the greatest words to use in this context. But 100% hours is good, so I'll go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, his performance just lets it all go, right, Richie?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He lets it fly.
Nothing behind. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Skyscraper is Skyscraper. You know, it's okay. You know, if you're like hungover on a Sunday afternoon and it's on, sure, why not? But 127 Hours is a good movie, and it's got my boy Treat Williams in it from The Phantom, so as his dad in the flashback. So I'll give it to that for him. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 127 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you listen to like the actual like the guy Aaron Ralston that like we talk about when he had to cut his arm off, like he says that it's like cutting through. Well, like when you get to the actual nerve, like it's like cutting through like the toughest piece of angel hair pasta you've ever experienced, and it's the most painful thing. But it's only for a quick second, because once that's gone, then there's no pain. So yeah, it's pretty crazy to listen to it though. It's like it kind of makes you cringe, but we have Jungle with Daniel Radcliffe going up against Pompeii.
Pompeii.
Yeah.
Oh. Steven. There's your boy Kiefer Sutherland again.
Right, he was even in that thing.
Yeah, he's like the king or the dictator, or whatever the hell he is in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, nice. What is it? Right. Zaddy's first, right?
Yeah, Zaddy's.
Right.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. My God, this movie is. I'm not even sure. It's not even a good disaster movie to me, but I've never heard Jungle before, and Kit Harington's in. Oh man, this is because I've seen it. I'll go for Pompeii, but you know what, Jungle? Screw it, Jungle. I'm going Jungle.
Yeah. Can't even do it. Yeah.
I can't vote in good conscience. I can't vote for Pompeii.
Yeah. Well, The Wolfman. What do you think?
Well, truly, Jon Snow doesn't know anything if he chose to do Pompeii. But I've actually not seen Pompeii. I never had the urge to see it after hearing all the reviews. I was gonna go see it actually at my local dollar theater one time, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not. And I chose something else instead. So I never saw it. But Jungle I've also never seen. And from what you sent me, there's going to be another Daniel Radcliffe movie on here as a point. But Jungle looks interesting, and I like that song. Better run through the jungle. So I guess I'll choose that one just because I like the song and I like Daniel Radcliffe and all that stuff.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Yeah. Jungle's the movie I was referring to when I said I wasn't sure it was on the list, and I have seen Jungle. Again, I think it's an Australian link to it, but I just love how Daniel Radcliffe's like film choices, man. He makes really interesting movies, and Jungle's a really good movie.
Yeah, he does.
Jungle's a really good movie. It's just like he goes out with his friends to do like hiking and stuff, and he ends up like. I think they end up getting lost, and he ends up being the last one around. But it's an incredible story, and Daniel Radcliffe does a really good job in it. And it's a really good movie. And if any of you if you watch Jungle, you realize how of a mismatch this is, because Pompeii is shit. It's not even like that poster sucks, right? By the way, because I don't even think it's like.
Look at that.
I don't think it's even
literally. I've seen
poster's bad.
I've seen porn parodies that have had better posters.
It looks like one of those asylum movie posters, like of the knockoff movie that they do, like that comes around the same time. Like like we had 2012. There was like 2012 Doomsday. Like there's always like the knockoff movie. That's what it looks like. It looks like the sci-fi version of Pompeii.
I need to give like a message to like whoever decides to the thesis side, just because they've got all these people in the movie doesn't mean you have to show them all in the poster.
Guys, there's one that Malcolm doesn't like. He just said Pompeii isn't great.
Oh,
There we go, Malcolm. There we go, brother.
There's one. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well,
we're all in agreement on this movie.
Django.
We're talking about Wolfman, if you're talking about a porn parody, it reminds me of like Caligula or like some like weird poster like that. I'm just like, ugh, no thanks. But so it's something it's gonna be Who's next? Is it me?
I haven't voted yet. You haven't voted yet. Neither one of us voted yet.
Look, I went on a tangent and I forgot whose turn it was. Yeah, Austin.
Yeah.
Talk about a director that needs to quit. Another director that just needs to end his career.
Oh, Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah, I forget this is one of his movies. Well, then Kid Harington was having a rough go of things as far as trying to become a movie star around this time because he started out with Silent Hill Revelation, which is shit, and then he does this movie, which is shit, and then he does Seventh Son, which is shit. Like, man, he had a rough go of things. Boy, that's not good. But I will say I do remember seeing Pompeii in the theater. Me and my buddy, when we were back in Florida, we would go to all the midnight shows, and we did laugh a lot at Pompeii. It was a fun, viewing, just because there were people just getting hit with fireballs and shit at the end of that movie, just right in the head, just getting knocked over, and it's actually unintentionally hilarious. So just for that reason, fuck it, I'll vote for Pompeii, just because I haven't seen Jungle. But I remember laughing a lot. It made me laugh. How stupid it was. So, yeah.
That's medicine.
Yeah.
Well, so I haven't seen either one of these. I actively avoided Pompeii just because the reviews were just so bad and the trailers looked like garbage. So I just I had zero interest to go see Pompeii. I haven't seen Jungle either, but yeah, you're kind of with what Richie said, with Daniel Radcliffe's film choice. He's making some pretty interesting film choices, and this is one that I definitely want to see. Also, shout out Alex Russell, who is in one of my favorite found footage movies, Chronicle, which is in my top 64. He's one of the main actors from that movie, which I really hope that they do a sequel to that someday. I don't know if it'll ever happen. Probably not.
I mean, it was Max Davis, so probably not.
yeah. But if they did, it would star Alex Russell because it kind of ends with his going off on a new journey. But yeah, Jungle looks like the more interesting of the two by far. So that's actually one that's higher on my radar. I want to watch that pretty soon. So yeah, I'll vote Jungle.
Now. So.
Yeah.
But hey, it's not the only Jungle film with Daniel Radcliffe. Have you guys seen The Lost City?
Oh yeah.
No,
I haven't seen it yet. I went to go see it, but I live in a small town, so it was already gone from where I live.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. It's actually really. It's one of my biggest surprises of the year, honestly. I was really surprised by it.
I'll have to check it out. But up next we have the Towering Inferno, which is kind of the skyscraper, almost like a version of that. Yeah. And going up into Leave No Trace. So and it's
all right. Wolfman, yeah.
All right.
Oh, thank you for picking me first because I want to praise the praises of Leave No Trace. Yes, this movie is a damn near masterpiece. This film is I think I rated this film a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, somewhere like that when it came out. I really love this film a lot. It's so sad though. It's really, really depressing. But it's really, really just so well done. Thomasin McKenzie, she's one of my favorite actresses working today now. She's incredible, and she stole the show in this movie. Ben Foster was amazing in this. From experience as scouts, we are supposed to leave no trace. That's one of our rules. So that's one thing that bothered my mind when I was watching this movie. And if I remember correctly, I think it still has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let me check, but I believe it does. Yeah. Still is at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It was the highest. It was the highest reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes of 2018. So, and deservedly so. This movie is incredible. I highly recommend it. That being said, I've not seen The Towering Inferno, but I can tell you Leave No Trace is so good that even if I've seen The Towering Inferno, Leave No Trace would completely not leave a trace of The Towering Inferno anymore. It would just say you're gone. So Leave No Trace for me, it's incredible.
Yeah. Sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
I swear to God, I thought you were going to say, with that being said, Towering Inferno.
Yeah.
After all that,
that would
Yeah.
have been fun.
It's a masterpiece, but I can't vote for it.
Leave No Trace is fantastic. I won't add much more to what Wolfman's saying. But Thomasin McKenzie, a great New Zealand actress. I remember back like there's a like a kind of a soap opera that's been running in New Zealand for ages called Shortland Street. That's where she was really good at that. I'm like, if anyone sort of comes from that, like it will be her. Yeah, she's fantastic. And Ben Foster sort of getting, again he continues to be one of the most underrated actors. I think. Eventually I think he should win like an Oscar. But Towering Inferno is good, but I will go Leave No Trace.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
I haven't seen Leave No Trace yet, but I really want to based on your guys' recommendations. Thomasin McKenzie's one of my newest kind of celebrity crushes right now. Like she's she's really good, and I think she's a great actress. She's really good in Last Night in Soho. She's awesome. Not so great in Old, but that's more M. Night Shyamalan's fault for the weird ass direction and script of that movie. It's not her fault. The weird line she has to say in that shit. Yeah. But like, I'll vote for Towering Inferno because I've seen it. It's a little, it's long because it's one of these like 70s just long movies. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. So it takes a little while to get through. But like, I love like some of the 70s cast. Like it's like Paul Newman and Steve McQueen and Faye Dunaway and like Richard Chamberlain, like a bunch of like cool like 70s actors and O.J. Simpson. So there you go.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah. He's like he plays a football player in this movie that's like at a dinner or some function or something, and he's kind of the muscle that kind of helps break down some doors and shit. So,
what range though?
Right. Well, before all the shit went down, people forget he was in like the Naked Gun movies and shit. Like, he was around.
To comment on what Malcolm said in the comments, it was Thomasin McKenzie's breakout role as well too. It was a role
gotcha.
Like, really brought her on the map.
But that the breakout role,
everyone recognized her.
Yeah, like I'm with you guys with everything that you said 100%. Like I haven't seen either of these movies, but I mean, the Towering Inferno is actually one that I would probably even rather see over Skyscraper, just to see a lot more of the practical effects and the things that went into it, and like some of the old school kind of.
There's some good fire stuff in it, because it's all real. So there's no CGI or anything. Yeah, like it's
all real.
Some real good shit in it.
Yeah. But then Leave No Trace. Yeah, Thomasin McKenzie. Like she's one of my like favorite up and coming actresses too. Like she's in all these movies that really surprised me. Ended up being some of my favorite movies of the year. Like Last Night in Soho, that movie really surprised me. Like even when I started watching it, I thought it started like I was a movie that's not really for me. But then over time, like it really grew me. And by the end, I was loving it. And then also Jojo Rabbit, I love that movie. And then I haven't seen Old yet, but it seems like an interesting choice that she's making for a bunch of these different movies, though. So I mean. Yeah,
Old is worth watching because it's something. Boy, is it something! It's fascinating how weird that movie is.
I personally find it underrated. I mean,
I
don't think it's like top tier Shyamalan by any means. I think it's.
I was laughing a lot, but probably for the wrong reasons. Fucking weird movie. Yeah.
Well, with that being said, though, I'm gonna vote probably for Leave No Trace, though. So. Yeah, so
all right. See?
No Trace it is.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I was going.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
It's all good though, because I was thinking of the Towering Inferno when I first saw these movies, but Wolfman's hype for Leave No Trace really got me interested in checking out this movie because I had never even heard of it before now. So yeah, we're in the same spot. Leave No Trace moves on.
Yeah.
Talk about Redbox. That's how I first saw Leave No Traces, and it was from a Redbox machine. I was like, oh, yeah, that's
sorry, we almost left no trace of Zadius. Sorry.
Yeah, right?
He's there.
Yeah.
He's there, Jordan.
Yeah. But
Thomasin McKenzie's I would just say Thomasin McKenzie's also good in a movie. There's a Netflix movie called The Lost Girls with Abby Ryan. It's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Yeah. But up next though we have Airport. From 1975. going up against Almost Heroes, which is a Chris Farley movie, where they are like going across the United States, kind of surviving. So, so it's a loose version of a survival movie, but
Richie.
Yeah,
is that Luke Perry?
Sure.
No,
that's
Matthew Perry was
Matthew
in that
Perry.
movie.
Oh, that Matthew Perry. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Around the same. Yeah. It's yeah. Cool. I haven't heard of either of the movies until just now, so I guess just because I love Chris Farley and Matthew Perry, even though I can respect him for Luke Perry, I'll go Almost Heroes.
Yeah. I'm Austin.
Yeah, Almost Heroes is actually pretty funny for what it is. It's one of Farley's kind of last roles. I think technically Dirty Work was his actual last role, but yeah, this is his last full like leading role. But yeah, he's funny and he's got good chemistry with Matthew Perry. He's got a good little side cast. It's worth watching, Richie. I mean, like it definitely, if you want to kind of complete the Farley thing. Yeah, Airport. There's 5 airport movies, so I just picked one. I have the box set of the Blu-rays. They're very standard, like disaster movies. It's all just different scenarios of planes. There's one that's like literally underwater. It's like it like crashes and it's like an underwater survival thing. It's strange, but yeah, but again, they're very old school. I like 70s disaster movies too. But having said that, I'll still vote for Almost Heroes, even though it's not quite like a total survival movie, but it kind of, I guess, more of an exploration movie. But
I mean, loose version
sure,
of it.
It's a loose.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen Airplane and I don't know airport. Sorry, airport. Yeah, but
Airplane, like totally different.
Yeah, right. But not like really high on my list to really see. Maybe someday, I don't know. But like Almost Heroes is great though. Like it's actually like laugh out loud hilarious, and it's all because of Chris Farley. Matthew Perry doesn't really do much. It's just Chris Farley paired up with like whatever random actor, and it's gonna be hilarious because of Chris Farley. And like there's like so many just laugh out loud hilarious scenes. There's a scene where like Matthew Perry gets really sick, so they have Chris Farley. He has to climb to the top of this mountain to get these eagle eggs that are like the only cure for it. But then he's like so tired and like about ready to like keel over that they just end up eating the eagle's eggs and he has to go back for more. He's like, oh damn it, I ate it. And so he goes back up again and you see him just about ready to pass out, like just so funny. And then he has to fight the eagle. He's getting attacked by the eagle. And also shout out Eugene Levy. He's in this movie too. So yeah, it's a fun time. And yeah, I will vote Almost Heroes. So, but Thaddeus?
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these movies, and I only heard of Airport in 1975 because it was one of the things. It was like listed as a survival movie, or no way, the disaster movie. But judging from the posters, Airport 1975 looks like it's about a plane that can't drop below a certain altitude or else it'll blow up. And I'm really interested in seeing that movie. I don't know if that's what it's really about, but it's speed on the plane. Yeah, but it makes me want to see it, so I'm gonna say Airport 1975. No idea what it's really about.
That is a pretty interesting premises. Like I would watch that movie. Yeah, but
still good. It's a nice old school poster though. Like I like old school posters like that. Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
fun.
Mm-hmm. But Wolfman, what do you think?
Cool. So I've not seen any of these either, but I'm going to go with Almost Heroes just because I love Chris Farley, and he's one of my favorites, and I do need to see it because it's a Chris Farley movie. So yeah.
Yeah, but you're right, Austin, that it's an explorer movie for sure because they're trying to beat Lewis and Clark to the Pacific, so they're like the other two guys. They're rivals. Yeah, but Almost Heroes.
Fun fact: Almost Heroes is directed by Christopher Guest. It's a Christopher Guest movie. It's very strange.
All right.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, right.
Zing. Yeah. Waka waka. Yeah.
On fire with all these bad puns.
Yeah. But we got the Farting Corpse movie, Swiss Army Man, going up against All Is Lost with Robert Redford. So
wow, actually very similar movies, which is funny, but they're not different though at the same time.
I believe Richie, I think you're
No, I'm up first. Yeah, I'm up first.
Okay. Richie, okay.
Yeah, I like Swiss Army Man. It's a weird movie, but again, it's weird Daniel Radcliffe movies, which again he has FU Harry Potter money, so he gets to do weird whatever he wants movies, and I appreciate him doing just these cool kind of creative movies. But having said that, I rewatched All Is Lost with my dad recently. I saw it in the theater, and then we rewatched it at home, and like it's really great. Like Robert Redford is awesome in that movie. There's not a lot of dialogue at all, other than when he's like trying to call on a radio a couple times. Yeah, it's a very silent performance, but a good performance, and yeah, it's a really straightforward kind of survival movie, but it's really really good. So I recommend it. I'm gonna go with All Is Lost.
Yeah. Yeah, like Daniel Radcliffe ended up being like kind of one of my favorite actors recently, just because when I went out of town, I went to go visit my mom and wanted to find something funny that we would both like. So he has that show on TBS called Miracle Workers. So we watched that. Like that's a pretty
that's really fun.
fun time. They got the third season that's Miracle Workers Oregon Trail. So they're like going across the America. So but Swiss Army Man's great. Yeah, like it's a lot of fun, and just seeing Daniel Radcliffe being just a weird kind of like a farting corpse up against Paul Dano's just the guy on the island that's just like happy to have some semblance of like another person, I guess. And so yeah, like it gets kind of weird, but it's fun. And I've never seen All Is Lost, but it's one that I definitely want to see. I don't know if it was Robert Redford's last movie, but it's like up there with like one of them, I think. But
no, because he did the same year.
Ago.
He did Winter Soldier.
The
I mean,
Old
he's
Man was his last movie.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if that came out after Winter Soldier. I couldn't remember. So yeah, but
Yeah, same year.
But okay, but yeah, Swiss Army Man. Yeah, but Zadius.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these, but I do remember wanting to see All Is Lost, but I'm not sure why I didn't now. But yeah, I'm gonna go with All Is Lost because I like Robert Redford, and then just the fact, yeah, I'm gonna go with All Is Lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think?
So, when I first watched All Is Lost, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was boring as shit.
Yeah.
But then I
He's the only actor in the movie.
As I developed my talk about a short cast, short cast there. But as I developed my maturity more and grew up, I really appreciated the poignant nature of All Is Lost. But that being said, I also love the poignancy of Swiss Army Man. Yes, it is extremely weird. It is extremely out there, but it also is very deep, and it's a very intellectual film. If you break down its themes and what it's addressing, it is a really, really beautiful movie. And maybe it's because I have right now Everything Everywhere All at Once on the brain, and it's from the same directors, and that is the best movie of the last 5 years, or one of them at least for me. I loved Everything Everywhere All at Once. I feel like I gotta pick Swiss Army Man because it's from the Daniels, same directors, and I love both those films. Swiss Army Man is, but this is a tough matchup though because I love both of these movies, but they're the one's more of the slower, somber one, and Swiss Army Man is more of the fun yet poignant kind of film. So yeah, I'm picking Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, All Is Lost is a cast of one. Swiss Army Man feels like a cast of two. I know there's like actually quite a few other people and some flashbacks and other things, but it feels like it. So, but Richie.
I have heard good things about All Is Lost. Haven't got around to seeing it yet. But yeah, like I love Robert Redford, and yeah, I actually don't mind the whole, like the. I have a kind of soft spot for like the movies where it's just like basically like one cast member. But Swiss Army Man, it's sort of my kind of weird. I again I love Daniel Radcliffe. I love the choices he's making. Paul Dano is one of the better actors working today. I still think, and again, I think he's brilliant. So I will go Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, Swiss Army Man. 32.
Yeah. Swiss Army Man. All right. Let's see what we got next. We got We have Greenland.
Yeah.
There it is.
All is lost for all is lost.
Up against Far From Home, The Adventures of Yellow Dog, which is one that I just added from my childhood because I need something to round out the list.
Okay,
That is
I don't know if anyone's even heard of it, but
not too confused with Spider-Man Far From Home.
No, I don't think he would confuse this one. But essentially, it's about a plane crash and this boy and his dog that get stranded in the wilderness, or like on a mountain, and they're trying to survive. So, but is it me first?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think Far From Home would really go that far. That I forget the name of the lead actor. He has been
Jesse Bradford. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, he's gone on to do a few other things, nothing big, but and I've never seen Greenland. So I mean, Far From Home, The Adventure of Yellow Dog isn't a terrible movie. It's actually just like a good old PG kind of like a family movie, like a bunch of the ones I grew up watching. But I mean, I'd probably much rather watch Greenland. I just heard pretty good things about it as far as disaster movies go. So yeah, I'll vote Greenland. But Thaddeus?
Geostorm destroyed almost any faith I had in Gerard Butler. This movie brought him back in good standing with me, and because Greenland is actually has surprisingly sweet moments in this movie. And I remember seeing it when it first came out, and it actually makes me want. I actually want to see it again now. The disaster in this is great, but I think the family moments in this and what happens in a specific moment in the movie is really harrowing. And so I like Greenland a lot. So yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think?
Yeah, I have not seen Far From Home. I've seen Spider-Man one, but not this one.
Yeah.
I have seen Greenland, and it's one of those things where I agree. Gerard Butler, he was in like a bunch of bad films around this time, like what was that one? Gods of Egypt. And then
Lord.
And then he was in he was in Geostorm, and then other things. And then it's like recently he's been making a comeback now with like Greenland and Cop Shop and a few other ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, this film it took the disaster element and did all that, like what we see, the cheesy disaster stuff from 2012 and all that fun stuff, but it actually made like a good movie out of it. And I really enjoyed it. And like what Zadius was saying about the family dynamics in this film, like when the daughter gets kidnapped, or son, I think it's their son.
Yeah.
But their son gets kidnapped, and just the fact that mother is so enraged, and just her performance, she was chasing after that kid. She hunted that kid down. She fought for that kid. That is a dedication of what like a mother's love is. And then you just get like this whole attachment with the grandfather and how he says, I don't want to leave this house. I want to die here where your mother died. And it was like this really beautiful kind of somber thing there. So there's a lot of great tender moments like that, as well as their fun destruction porn, as people call it, in there. So yeah, Greenland.
Yeah. Sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, Gerard Butler has done good movies. It's just like he has such an output of movies that like some of his like good movies get lost in the shuffle. Like I mean, Laura Abiding Citizen's a good movie. Machine Gun Preach is a good movie. So like things like that. But yeah. So and then I know Jesse Bradford from because he was I think he's a love interest of Kristen Dunst in Bring It On.
Yeah, that's what he's from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird how I know that, but yeah. But yeah, I haven't seen both of these movies. But the one I'm more likely to watch would be Greenland. Yeah, I think like it's got a good buzz, so I'll probably check it out. Yeah.
I'll just say that from the director of Far From Home and the mention of Yellow Dog, it might be the only theatrical release movie he's ever done. So, yeah. But But Austin,
Yeah, I forgot that Far From Home movie existed. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before because I just rented everything as a kid in the '90s. But like, I forgot this
Yeah.
movie existed. So I know I've seen it at some point, but I hadn't thought about this movie in 30 years. And yeah, there was a time where we were trying to make Jesse Bradford a star. I worked in the theater when a movie called Swim Fan came out, which is a really bad movie, which is like a single white female knockoff. Yeah, and it's really bad. And that was like kind of his last big leading role because that movie just bombed. It was horrible. But yeah, Greenland I love. I recommended it really hard on a podcast about movies, the Jacob Barber show that I do, and I love this movie a lot. So yeah, Greenland for me, for sure.
Yeah. Well, then it's gonna be a clean sweep for Greenland.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. We got a Walk in the Woods. Going up into Earthquake. My computer wigged up there. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
There we go. So it'll be Zadius. You're up first.
And see, Jordan, that's a Robert Redford movie that came out after All Is Lost.
Okay. Yeah. A little foggy on some of his release dates at the end of his career. So yeah.
I think his last movie was like The Old Man and the Gun or something. Wasn't it?
Something
like that.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
This one, this is one of those ones that I don't. Actually, no, I've heard of Earthquake before. Never seen either of these. The Walk in the Woods, is that the one with Robert Redford in it?
Yeah. Robert Redford and Nick Nolte. Yeah.
Oh wow! When did this movie come out?
Yeah.
Like 2015 or 2016?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what? That seems like interesting combination I would like to see. So I'm going to say The Walk in the Woods.
Yeah, it's actually really, really good. I would highly recommend it. But Wolfman, what do you think?
Well, I've not seen any of these movies either. I have been wanting to see A Walk in the Woods 4. And I'm also pitching and writing a really bad B disaster movie called Earthquake, which I'm working on. So it's like so I'm excited to make that. But as far as though what I'd probably watch, I'll just say Walk in the Woods because hey, I like to take a walk in the woods.
Yeah, and it's about them hiking down the Appalachian Trail and like the scene that's on the poster, a pretty funny scene when you see it. I won't say what it is, but it also has Emma Thompson. So but Richie.
From that poster, it totally looks like Robert Redford's about to push Nick Nolte off the fucking cliff.
Yeah, just get away with it. And just run away.
See the movie, like he gets so annoyed by Nick Nolte, he almost does. So yeah.
I haven't seen it. I think it'd be a good watch, but I don't know, man. Like I'm a sucker for like old school disaster movies, and I'm sure maybe Earthquake is bad, but it'd be I can't imagine it won't be fun bad. So I'm gonna go Earthquake.
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I'll vote for Earthquake too. Universal Studios used to have a ride based on this. That the area is still there. Earthquake became Disaster with The Rock, like a ride, with the Rock kind of in the wraparound stuff, and then it became right now it's the Fast and Furious ride, which is horrible. But yeah, like it used to be based on this, and they would show like little clips of it. And Earthquake's very much like when the earthquake happens, it's like all these miniature sets and stuff. It's all miniature stuff, but it's not bad if you're into that stuff, and it's got another good 70s cast like Charlton Heston and George Kennedy and Richard Roundtree, who was Shaft, is in this movie. So it's I'll vote for Earthquake because again, I like some of these 70s ones, because at least it's all practical and it's a little fun.
Yeah, and I'll probably give some love to A Walk in the Woods because like it also has besides Robert Redford and Nick Nolte, Emma Thompson as Mary Steenburgen shows up, and then also Nick Offerman's in it, and he has a pretty funny scene as like kind of playing like the like outdoorsy kind of REI guy. Then they go to REI, and like he's the expert and like knows all about all this stuff, kind of true to life. Like he like talks about like woodworking and hunting and like all these things that he's a pretty big fan of. There's also a pretty funny scene with this comedian Kristen Shaw, who like another person. Yeah, she better. Well, the movie she annoys the hell out of him because she keeps singing like all these pop songs over and over with these two old guys, and she's just like when they run into her on the trail and they're like trying to dodge her and like hide from her, like hide in the bushes, and like she keeps finding them and like tracking them down. Hey guys, where'd you go? I lost you guys. Oh yeah, you're back again. All right, and like get this girl out of here. Like she's really annoying.
It feels like she's playing the same character she does. Same character she does in Flight of the Conchords.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah,
it's pretty similar. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, but I've never seen Earthquake. I'll probably get around to it sometime, but I just haven't seen it. So
No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll never watch Earthquake. I can guarantee you will never watch Earthquake, Jordan.
Hey.
You'll never watch it.
Someone who's into old school movies like that wants to sit down and watch it with me. I'm not going to watch it on my own, but
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So when you come to my place in September, we're gonna watch Earthquake because I have it on Bluray. We're gonna watch Earthquake.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no.
I mean,
there's much better.
I'll never
movies
say
than
no to like really any movie, but.
But all right. Walk in the Woods moves on. Yeah.
All right. Walk in the Woods. Nice.
Come on. Where the fuck is Armageddon? Let's go. God damn it.
Without a paddle,
Still not there.
going up against the Blue Lagoon. So not quite yet. So they're both kind of survival movies, but who's first now?
Wolfman.
All right.
Well, I've not seen either of these either, but I just, me being my kind of scout kind of person, I just could imagine trying to canoe without a paddle, and it would absolutely suck. So, with that said, I think I'm going to choose the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah. Well, if you want to see Brooke Shields totally naked, you can watch the Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, at 14, you creeper.
Yeah,
that already.
Yeah, 14. Which is like really odd. Is that like I don't know how that was even like allowed, but it was somehow. Right. So yeah, it's weird. But Richie.
Yeah, Blue Lagoon's weird when you factor in that she's that young. Pretty sure wasn't her Blue Lagoon 2 and she no that was directed.
Well, no, Return of the Blue Lagoon has Mila Jovovich in it when she's like 13.
It's what is that the same director? What is with that guy? Is he?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, the director of the Blue Lagoon is I forget, but it was like 1980. It's Randall Kleiser. I don't know who that is, but I'll look up Return. Yeah. But yeah, it's Mila Jovovich when she's like when she's like 91. Yeah, Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
So yeah,
she's naked too. All these young, way too young people. Yeah,
I was going to say who is this? But yeah, no, I find Blue Lagoon weird in that context. But without a paddle, it's fun. It's not like a comedy classic or anything, but it has its moments, and I like the cast. It's one of those. It's another movie that had a sequel. That had, I think, directed DVD or sequel, which I wouldn't recommend. But yeah, so without a paddle, actually, I don't mind the movie.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, it's Blue Lagoon has a good premise. It would be not as creepy if they were at least each like 18 or 19 or something. You know what I mean? Like if they were like a college couple or at least a seniors in high school or something. You know what I mean? Where it's not as creepy. Yeah, but they're both like 14 and it's weird because it's like them like. Obviously the inevitable like exploring their sexuality, and she gets pregnant, and like it's just weird. Like it's a strange movie, and it's a weird movie. It was like nominated for like cinematography at the Oscars, but also got a bunch of like Razzie nominations. It's like one of those movies. It's very strange. But yeah, I'll vote for Without a Paddle just because it's less creepy to watch. So yeah.
I think Without a Paddle is a fun time. Like I like the cast. Like I'm a Dax Shepard fan. Seth Green too, and then also Burt Reynolds shows up kind of near the end, which is kind of cool. And then you got like Matthew Lillard, Ethan Suplee, like a few of those guys show up. So it's a fun time. It's another one of those ones where like kind of like Old Dogs, like where Seth Green is like being attacked by a gorilla, and this one he's just attacked by a bear, but it's like almost the same thing. So. Yeah, so I'll say Without a Paddle. Sure, why not? But Zadius?
What's the count so far?
3-1 for Without a Paddle.
Okay, so that's cool. I'm gonna vote for the Blue Lagoon only for one simple reason. I know all the creepiness and stuff, and I've never seen it before. But I'm gonna get online right now, and I just see that William Daniels is in this movie. And if anybody from the 90s knows Mr. William Daniels as another name, Mr. Feeney.
Yeah, Mr. Feeney. Yeah, it's my favorite
But,
TV show of all time.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm voting for Blue Lagoon. It's not moving on, but just for William Downs himself, voting for Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, for Feeney. But
yeah, for Mr. Feeney. That's right. That's it.
Yeah. Wolfman, what do you think?
No, he went first. Without a paddle.
Oh, you went first? Okay, cool.
No.
Then it's going to be without a paddle. Right. Let's see if we get to somebody who got Wild with Reese Witherspoon. Then we got Hard Rain.
Hard Rain.
So, yeah. All right.
Richie.
Yeah.
I love Hard Rain. It's one of those forgotten sort of action movies, but it's good. It's one of those rare times you see like Morgan Freeman as a villain. It's pretty cool. And it's a good movie. But Wild is really good as well. I think it won, and if it didn't win, it was nominated for a lot of Oscars. And she's good. Laura Dern's really good as a mom. So it's actually pretty hard because like hard range like this kind of like fun watch that I'll put on sometime. I'm gonna go Hard Rain.
Well, Wild's another one if you want to see Reese Witherspoon topless. She's in that one too. But
yeah,
but Austin.
Wild was okay. I'm not really a big Reese Witherspoon fan. I do have another weird coincidence. The director of Hard Rain directed 2012's TV movie Blue Lagoon: The Awakening. Weird shit.
The Awakening. Is that about a sexual awakening?
Yeah.
I'm guessing?
I like finding these weird coincidences and weird shit that I don't know. What's that? Yeah, I don't know who's in it. It looks like some MTV people or something. But yeah, I'll go with Hard Rain as well. Yeah, because it's Morgan Freeman who doesn't play a villain a whole lot, but he's a lot of fun, and it was kind of one of Christian Slater's last kind of really big sort of blockbuster movies before he kind of fell off for a little while. So it's an underrated little cool movie. So I'll go Hard Rain.
Yeah. I've never seen Hard Rain. It looks pretty interesting. Like I'm a big Christian Slater fan from back in the day, and of course Morgan Freeman's classic. But like Wild though, this is a movie that I rewatched and to prep for this, and like Wild's great. And I like it because it's Reese Witherspoon in more of a dramatic role where she's not just being her kind of ditzy, kind of Legally Blonde, like all that kind of like rom-com self. She's actually like has some real depth to her character too. Just like she does with the death of her mom. She has some like major drug issues, and after her mom dies, she like gets into the drug and just like sleeping with like any guy that like approaches her pretty much to kind of cope with it. And then just going on a hike down the Pacific Coast Trail. It was actually something that I've always wanted to do. Like if I could ever get a chance to do something like that. I've done a 50 miler. That's about the longest hiking that I've ever done, but that was overnight. But she goes for like 3.5 months, which I think would be fun to just kind of do it just for the experience, because there's a lot of spiritual things that you learn. You learn a lot about yourself and like how much you can push yourself and all that stuff. So yeah, like it's really great. If you haven't seen it, definitely I would recommend it. So I'm gonna vote Wild. Yeah.
Okay.
But Zadius?
I've never seen Wild, but I do remember when it came out. It wasn't really wanting to see it, but now you made a pretty good pitch for it, which I mean makes it interesting to see. Even though I feel like if I want to see something like very crazy, fun thriller type of disaster movie, I would probably go with Hard Rain. I'm gonna go with Hard Rain because I don't remember much from it, but I remember it's like a heist movie during the flood, and I remember seeing it when I was younger. And I thought this was hilarious, and it was great. And I love Morgan Freeman. Chris Slater's cool. So yeah, Hard Rain.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolfman, what do you think?
Into the Wild didn't make it in, right?
No, not as of right now. So. It's 3-1 right now for Hard Rain.
No, he said Into the Wild didn't make it in, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it did. Well, I can't remember. I don't know. Remember.
I'm trying to remember. But if it didn't, then I gotta give my vote to Wild, mostly because I haven't seen Hard Rain. I need to check that out.
Yeah.
But Wild was just also a really great movie. Reese Witherspoon was nominated for an Oscar, and so was Laura Dern. And both of them were exceptional in this movie. And as someone who loves the woods, loves the wilderness, loves to hike, I had a lot of attachment to this movie. So for me, it's Wild.
Yeah. Well,
What
some
a,
love for Wild, but
what a wild outcome this was.
Yeah. Well, Wild that it didn't make it. Yeah. But next, all right, there it is, Armageddon.
Here we go.
Went against the
Revenant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of a survival movie. So
All right.
It is.
but
All right, I'm first. Okay.
All right.
What are you going to vote for,
All right.
Austin?
The brain says I should vote for The Revenant, but I'm not gonna because I fucking love Armageddon. And I still think it's Michael Bay's most fun movie. Great goddamn cast, top to bottom. Everybody's somebody. It's a lot of fun. It's funny. It's good action. And I adored this movie when I saw it in theaters originally. I've seen it God knows how many times. I could recite the movie start to finish. It's great. This is like fun Michael Bay. And again, is it scientifically accurate? No. Is it stupid? Yes, absolutely. But it's awesome. Like I love this movie to pieces. Yeah, no, Revenant's a better made movie. Yes, of course it is. But you know what? Any given day, I'm putting on Armageddon instead of The Revenant. So Armageddon all day.
Yeah, like I think Armageddon is a lot of fun. I recognize that The Revenant is probably kind of like you, Austin. Like it's a probably the better made movie, but I just like Armageddon so much more. I actually have an interesting story about the first time that I saw it in theaters with one of my best friends. We met two like really hot twins, and we sat in the movie theater and made out with them the entire movie. So we had to go back and see it a second time. It's the only time that I can brag that me and a best friend, we did it with twins. So yeah. But anyways, so I saw it multiple times in theaters so I could go back because I was like, dang, that was an awesome movie. So I got to go back and see it. But yeah, and as a stacked cast too. I'm also like a big fan of like character-based movies. So I like how they make all these different characters and they introduce all like this kind of ragtag group of like people that they put together. And it's like all these character actors that they're just fun to see pop up, like Keith David, Will Patton, William Fichtner, like Steve Buscemi, like all these guys that show Michael Clark Duncan, Peter Stormare. So yeah, Armageddon's awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Armageddon. But Zadius?
Yeah, it's never gonna be Armageddon for me. I haven't seen The Revenant, but it's one that I've always kind of wanted to see. But Armageddon, I mean, it's a classic, and I think it made me like Bruce Willis a lot more because I would think at that point when it came out, I had been like the whole I had seen Die Hard, any of the first three movies at that point. So I really didn't know too much about Bruce Willis. So I thought this was my good introduction for me into him. And yes, while it gets crazy at points, but I think it's a good movie that has some heart going to it, quote unquote, in it. And I'm pretty sure Stocks and Animal Crackers went up in this movie because of this movie. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And infamous Animal Crackers in the ravine or whatever. Yeah. But Wolfman, what do you think?
So I agree with Austin. If my brain is choosing, it's The Revenant because that is the better made movie. That's the more objectively good movie. If you were to look at it that way, I mean, it's Leonardo DiCaprio's one and only Oscar win. What?
He shouldn't have won for that one anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he should have won for Django.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, Django or Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah.
So, but Armageddon has to be maybe my biggest guilty pleasure. Like it is definitely.
I'm not even guilty about it anymore. Fuck that. I just love Armageddon. I'm not even guilty about it anymore. Screw that.
Yeah,
I'll just say I like it.
Yeah, I'm not guilty about it anymore either. Now I can say I love that movie to death, and and I just want to say thank you, Bruce Willis, because I know now he's retired from acting. So
yeah,
thank you, Bruce Willis, for your amazing and legendary career, and you gave us great films like this and I've been doing a Bruce Willis marathon because of his retirement, and I rewatched this again just recently, doing it, and man, it still holds up. It's so fun. One of my favorite Michael Bay films. So, Armageddon.
Yep.
Which actually kind of feels like a little bit like a Roland Emmerich movie. You think about it. It's interesting.
It almost does, yeah. With Michael Bay, which is like pretty similar, yeah. But Richie?
Yeah, I mean, I love Revenant. It's probably the better made movie, like you said. But yeah, if you're like just in the spirit of this, like this topic, I think you can't go past Armageddon. Just a fun, dumb disaster movie, which is kind of what they should be, just fun and dumb. The Revenant, The Revenant is a great movie especially if you want to see Leonardo DiCaprio take a nap inside a horse.
Yeah.
But yeah,
eat a real raw yak liver. I heard he did that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Wow.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with consensus here and say Armageddon. I think it's a fun movie. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
put it through.
Well, Armageddon. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Put it through. Yeah. That sounds good. Up next, we have the Quake. Yeah. Going up against The Finest Hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Two disaster movies.
All right. Jordan
first. Well, I've never seen The Quake. I've never even heard of it before this.
The Quake is literally almost a sequel to The Wave. It has the same cast and it's the same location. It's basically like a sequel. Like the Wave is like a tidal wave, and then the Quake. There's like an earthquake, and it's following the same family. It's playing the same characters, so it's basically following.
Wouldn't you move at that point?
Yeah, it's time to move. Yeah, I know. It makes Oslo, Norway, seem like the most dangerous place on earth. This shit happens within like 3 years. Yeah.
Well, The Finest Hours, like it's just that. It's fine. Like it's just. I mean, like I don't really remember much about it other than Chris Pine's in it, and it looked like it had like pretty heavy CGI in a lot of it. But I mean, like I remember that it was good. I just don't remember a lot about it, but just because I have seen it and I haven't seen The Quake, I'll vote for The Finest Hours. So yeah. That is.
Yeah, I haven't seen The Finest Hours. Interesting. I haven't seen either of these movies, but interesting enough, I own The Finest Hours because Disney Movie Club sent me that movie as part of my membership, and they could not accept it back. So screw them for that. I'm voting for The Quake. But also, based on the fact that I know it was a sequel to The Wave, and now I'm really interested. I really, really want to see The Wave, so I can see The Quake now. So yeah, The Quake.
Now they just need like a hurricane movie, and then like a tornado movie, and a volcano movie. Somehow there's like a volcano underneath Norway, and just keep this continuity going, like their own little universe.
Oh my gosh! Please tell me that the Sharknado movies count, since that's
No, I didn't go down that road.
They're not theatrical, but we do love a good spite vote, though, if we're voting against the Finest Hours. That is, so yeah. But Wolfman, what do you think?
Well, The Finest Hours is the only one I've seen of these two. And I've seen the Wave, so I gotta check out The Quake. I didn't even know that there was a sequel until just now. I literally just learned that. But to me, I'll vote on The Finest Hours because I've seen that one. And it's good. I enjoy that. So
yeah, we'll say that. When I went to a comic convention, one of the coolest costumes that I saw, someone had a Sharknado costume with like the swirling stuff all around and a bunch of sharks like trying to bite him. So yeah, that was pretty cool. One of the more creative cosplays, I'll say. But Richie?
Yeah, I had no idea how to place my vote because obviously I haven't seen The Quake, haven't seen The Finest Hours either because it didn't look that interesting to me. Maybe one day I'll get around to it, you know. But because Austin said this was a sequel to The Wave, it makes me want to watch The Wave more. And I'm now invested in seeing how this universe plays out because that
exactly.
That's a very unfortunate thing. Just what bad luck. So I'll go The Quake.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote for the Quake because I've seen both these movies and when I knew it was coming out and there was a follow up, I was like, oh yeah, they are playing the same characters. Like it's literally set 3 years after the other one, and it's just an earthquake instead of a tidal wave kind of thing. So yeah, it makes it a good double feature, Richie. Yeah, it's a good double feature, and check them both out. And I'm voting for the Quake. Yeah, because I saw the finest hours, but it was like I hate that they keep interrupting it with like bullshit. Like every time it was starting to get good with like the disaster stuff, they like cut back to like the other drama bullshit, and it kept like cutting it off, and it just pissing me off. So the Quake, and it's 3-2. Right. So hell yeah, all right.
Quake it is all right.
The only one another movie that only I've seen, much like The Wandering Earth, that moves on because I sold
it. Well, next though we got
I guess you could say that was the finest hour.
Glad to get the correct poster for you, Austin. The one that said "The coast is
toast." The coast is toast. Yes, one of my favorite taglines of all time. The coast is toast.
Going up.
I don't care what it's going up against. I'm voting for Volcano. Fuck that. Volcano wins. Just skip it.
This is going to be a quick.
I have no idea what the walkabout.
That's Australian movie. Isn't it? Talk about Australian movie.
Yeah. It sounds like.
Oh, sorry, Richie. It's an Australian movie.
With like Aborigines or something like that. I don't know.
Well, you do the walkabout.
Yeah. Well, I mean, has anyone even seen the walkabout or want to vote for it?
Yeah.
Richie has.
Yeah,
I'm sure he has. It's an Australian movie. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah. We can go around really quick. Who is up first?
Zadius.
It's me? Okay. Well, it's definitely Volcano. Love this movie. Been waiting for this movie to pop up, and there's no way in hell Tommy Lee Jones and that stupid ass girl of his should survive that crash of that building. No way, no how. Love this movie.
Yeah. Well, Wolfman?
The Volcano. Or Volcano. I mean, just that's easy. Simple as that. Boom. Done.
Yeah. Simple as that. Yeah. Richie?
I'll say Walkabout's a decent film. Like I don't know how easy it is to watch it because I don't know how available it is. But it's got legendary Indigenous actor named like David Gupili, who he's in a lot. If you know about him, he's in a lot of stuff. And he's young kid in this. And it's a good movie. And David Gupili just passed away I think last year. I'd recommend to go check out his stuff. He has really good, interesting movies. But that being said, Volcano it's just dumb fun. Like I haven't seen it in ages, but the only mention I have is like I think like Tommy Lee Jones trying to get this. I think is some dude to jump. Jump the lava.
Well, he's not in the scene, but it's the one guy. The guy who played the clown in American Horror Story. I forget the big guy's name. What's his name? But yeah, he's carrying a guy out of a subway car, and the lava is like going past the subway car, and he instead of just tossing the guy or just leaving him, because I think he's already dead. I don't know why he's even grabbing the body, but he just like jumps with the guy, and then he tosses the guy after he lands on the thing, and then just melts. It's like it's one of the best screen deaths ever. It's fantastic.
It's an unintentionally funny scene. Just for that moment. But I need to watch Volcano again. I might do Dante's Peak and Volcano back to back or something. So Volcano.
Yeah, John Carroll Lynch, by the way. But yeah, you recognize him.
John Carroll Lynch.
Don Cheadle's in it. Keith David. Yeah, John Corbett. Yeah, it's a good little cast. I watch Volcano like once every 6 months. I love this movie. It's awesome. It's silly. It's Tommy Lee Jones playing the same character he plays in The Fugitive, just battling a volcano, doing the same shtick. But he's great. And I love this movie to pieces, man. I'll vote for it. I mean, pretty much until it goes up against Armageddon, and then I'll have to make a tough decision. But
yeah. Well, Volcano's great. Like, just having Tommy Lee Jones in there, being the guy in charge, it's like running things. Where he's like, I want you to coordinate like this over here. We're gonna move this bus over here. We're gonna move that. All right, now I want you over here. He's being the kind of the like a leader kind of guy that like he was kind of like in The Fugitive. So. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I don't know which one that I like more, if I like Volcano or if I like Dante's Peak. So if they go up against each other, that'll be a tough one for me. But they're kind of like neck and neck. But I've never even heard of Walkabout, so I got to vote Volcano. So
All
So
right.
Volcano it is. And I think we have one last matchup, and that'll be the end of round 1, I think. So
Yeah.
So it's going
Well,
to be
we'll plow through it. Yeah, we're going a little long, but we'll plow through it in a minute, and it'll be fun.
yeah, it's going to be
All right, a
be a
drift.
drift going against Tom and Huck. There it is, Tom and Huck.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So we'll start with
Wolfman.
the Wolfman.
Well,
Mhm.
the only one movie that I watched that I didn't see on this list to catch up was Adrift. So I watched that one before this. I went on here to do this, and yeah, it actually was better than I thought it was going to be, because I remember hearing kind of like mixed things. But yeah, it was good. It wasn't like great or anything, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Shailene Woodley, I love her, so she's awesome. I've never seen Tom and Huck, so I'm gonna have to pick Adrift on this one.
All right, sounds good. Richie.
Haven't seen Adrift. It is on my, I think, list to watch. So I'll probably get around to it soon. When you were talking about Tom and Huck before, I was like, yeah, I don't know what movie you're talking about. But then seeing the poster, I'm like, I remember this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on. You saw this. You saw this VHS cover around the video store and shit back in the day. Yeah, dude.
Right? Back when they, desperately trying to make Jonathan Taylor Thomas a thing. And R.I.P. Brad Renfro, by the way. I remember, like, even though maybe don't have like great memories or anything like that, just very vivid memories or anything like that, but I do remember liking it as a kid. So I'll go Tom and Huck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I haven't seen Adrift yet, only because it kind of looked like pretty similar to All Is Lost, but I imagine it's probably not as good. Yeah, I haven't seen Tom and Hook in a minute. I just remember something about Brad Renfro trying to fight a grown man and getting his ass kicked, like near the end of the movie, like really bad. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, it was when Jason T was in every other movie, and yeah, I haven't seen it in a minute. I'd imagine it's probably on Disney Plus or something. Maybe I imagine it is. But yeah, I'll vote for Tom and Huck. Why not?
It can't be as bad as his classic "I'll Be Home for Christmas." That almost made my worst movie list.
Oh God, it's fucking horrible. Oh Jesus. Well, speaking of, hang on, I want to do this one more time before we exit this round. Director of Tom and Huck, Pete Hewitt. Let's look at his filmography real quick.
I'm sure he directed all the Jonathan Taylor Thomas ones.
No, so he starts out pretty good. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, good movie.
Yeah, good movie.
Good movie. All right. Then Tom and Hook, nostalgia, whatever. VCT. Okay. The Borrowers with John Goodman.
That's fine.
It's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. And then he jumps to a movie called Thunderpants, which I've never heard of.
Yeah, I know that. I know what that is. Yes.
It sounds bad.
Then he directs the Bill Murray classic Garfield.
Oh, classic.
Oh wow.
Then he directs the horrendous kids superhero film Zoom, if you've ever seen that. It's a bad movie. Then he directs Home Alone: The Holiday Heist, which is the fifth movie. Awful. Yeah, and I don't know, some recent movie called Surprise, but pretty much Home Alone: The Holiday Heist kind of killed his career. Like terrible, awful.
Yeah.
What another fascinating filmography. Yeah.
For some baffling reason, Home Alone: Holiday Heist has Malcolm McDowell in it. I'm pretty sure that's the one. It's got Malcolm McDowell in it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. For some reason, I don't know why.
And Ed Asner and like Debbie Mazar. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, weird.
So, anyways, sorry. Just again, I sometimes check out the directors of these movies and then find myself going down a fascinating little rabbit hole. So I just had to share that. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I already kind of said it earlier. I'm actually in the camp where I prefer the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn a little better than this, because I just feel like this one they just kind of modernize it. They kind of make it like, I don't know, they got some modern music and kind of just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like what I read in the book so much. But I mean, it's fine. But Adrift is actually really, really good. Like I'm a big Shailene Woodley fan. Like she's the one that made those Divergent movies even like half watchable for me. So and I read all those books too, but Adrift is great though. It's basically about them like sailing halfway around the world, and they visit all these really cool places. They hit some pretty crazy storms, and on this big boat, but it's a love story, and like you get to see all different aspects of the relationship. You get to see like the new relationship when they first meet, then you get to see them when they're like really in love, and you see them just at each other's throats, like they're like when they almost end the relationship, and then they get kind of stranded out in the middle of the ocean, or they're not sure if they're going to survive, and there's all these different things. So it's a pretty good movie. I saw it in theaters, and I was pretty surprised. It's one that I went in with pretty low expectation because I'm like, what's this artsy fartsy movie? But my ex at the time, she wanted to see it, and it's pretty good. So I'll vote for Adrift. So
all right,
yeah,
it was 3-2 for Tom and Hook. Yeah,
all right. For Tom and Hook, all right.
All right. I will be right back since we're at a good stopping place. But maybe Jordan, if you want to explain how we speed it up to Zadius.
Yeah. So now there's a time in the show where we fly. So we're gonna get all the pleasantries out of the way. We went pretty long. So the next few rounds we're gonna fly. So we're gonna go 10 seconds or less. And we're gonna hold you to it. So you have 10 seconds to decide on which one you want to vote for. And we may have a little longer to wait for Austin, but we can go ahead and we can get started. Let me just bring it over and see what we have. Zoom it out a little bit, because our first matchup, as you can see, for round 2 is going to be This Is the End versus Daylight. And what we want to try to do is when we get down to the Elite 8, we're going to have a little poll over in the Schmodown Friends and Family group that we run over on Facebook, and we're going to let the community vote for our Elite 8. So we'll see which ones make it that far. And so we have This Is the End versus Daylight.
All right. Ready to fly. Richie.
Yeah, so it's Richie. Okay, so I'm glad you're back. I can't remember who was up first.
That's okay.
I'll probably check out Daylight. Haven't yet, so I'll go This Is the End.
And Malcolm's asking, what was This the End up against? It was up against Homeward Bound, is what it was. So the incredible journey. So yeah, that was it.
This Is the End.
Yeah. I'll go with This Is the End, but I do really like Daylight, but I'll vote This Is the End. Zadius?
See?
This Is the End, definitely. I sacrificed Homeward Bound for you, so yeah, This Is the End.
yeah. Well, Wolfman?
Well, let's say this is the end of the line for Daylight. So
yep, the end. Bye-bye. Yep. We have The Impossible. We're going to finish Dante's Peak. Okay. So, Austin.
I'm up first. Dante's Peak.
Yeah, this one's Dante's Peak, pretty easy for me.
I gotta say, The Impossible.
Yeah. Wolfman?
I will say The Impossible too, because it's the only one I've seen.
Yeah.
So I'm the decider.
Yeah, you got the tiebreaker.
And it'll be Dante's Peak.
Yeah. Dante's Peak. Sounds good.
All right.
I love that movie, yeah. But we have The Day After Tomorrow against the Adventures of Huck Finn. Yeah. So
all right, Jordan.
That's me. I'll show some love for the Adventures of Huck Finn. I don't think it's gonna win, but I'll show it some love. So yeah. But Zadius?
Yeah, I learned how to survive in the frozen tundra because of this movie. Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Burn textbooks. That's the key point.
Yeah. Well, Wolfman, what do you think?
Yep. Nostalgia wins, and I actually didn't really grow up as much with Huck Finn as I did with Day After Tomorrow. So I'll pick Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah. Sounds good. Richie.
The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, I'll go with Day After Tomorrow.
Yep. The Day After Tomorrow it is. All right. Let's see. Then we have Deepwater Horizon going up against The
Wandering Earth. The Wandering Earth, the one that only I've seen.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Z-Man.
This is payback for 2012. Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
We like a good spite vote. Spite votes are allowed.
Yeah.
All right. Wolfman.
Yeah. Wolfman.
And you know what? I'm going to do a spite vote as well. For not having Into the Wild go through, I'm picking Wandering Earth. So suck it.
Yeah.
I have no allegiances either way, but Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah. Okay. I already know what I'm voting for. Yeah. Well, Austin.
I'll just say the Wandering Earth just to put it on Jordan. Sure.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm in the same camp as Wolfman. I gotta vote for the Wandering Earth because a spite vote against Into the Wild. That was freaking great, and it should have made it.
All right. Nobody's seen except me. Makes it into the Sweet 16.
You and I are thinking alike, man.
Yeah. Yep, but
right.
next Twister.
Yay, Twister.
Going up against Kontiki.
So, Wolfman.
Who's voting? Who's voting?
Yeah, is anybody voting for Kontiki over Twister?
No.
Twister. All right, just put it there. All right, we'll skip this one. Put it there. Yeah. We do that sometimes, Thaddeus. If it's just like, come on. We'll just skip it.
Yeah.
We'll just skip it.
Yeah.
We can skip the formality.
Things up a little bit, but yeah. Mm-hmm. But we have News of the World up against
Geostorm.
Geostorm.
Yeah. Wolfman.
News of the World for me.
Yeah.
It's actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Richie.
Good. I think is it a Queen album as well? News of the World. So yeah, News of the World.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to make my vote for next round that much easier, I'll say Geostorm.
Wait, what's next round?
Yeah.
Up against Twister. So it'd be easier.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen either of these movies, but the one I'd rather probably see is News of the World. So how about that? Is that easy, man?
I'm gonna go same good logic. Geostorm. Hate this movie, but Twister, just take it out.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, News of the World got more votes, so it'll move on for now. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It
was close.
Okay. But I think the other Tom Hanks, Castaway.
Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh, both on an island, kind of island survival movies. Yeah. Okay. Richie.
Castaway.
Yeah.
Austin.
Yeah, this is pretty easy for Castaway.
Yeah, Castaway. Oh, sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, not yet. That's okay.
Yeah. I'll just show some love to Swiss Family Robinson because I already know where it's going. But
yeah, that's fine.
I'll go Swiss Family Robinson.
Hey, Zaddy's
man, jump Denny's. What are you waiting
for? You know what? Swiss Family, no, Castaway.
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Yeah, Wolfman.
Well, away the Swiss Family Robinson go because it's Castaway.
Castaway. That's Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
All right, it's going through.
Castaway. All right.
Okay.
Oh no, we got one more. We got Gravity. The Gray.
The Gray.
All right.
Gray Gravity. Okay. I'm up first. We lost Thaddeus for a second. That's okay. We'll back.
We'll be back.
There he is. No, it's all good. We're getting close to 10 minutes from now when AT&T decides to reset my internet every night. So I'm gonna be blacking out for a second. Literally 12:30. I've had 3 different shows where at 12:38 a.m. My internet cuts out. So we'll see what happens. So we'll see. But I'll go Gravity on this one first.
Yeah. I still don't like Gravity, so I got to go with the Gray.
I'm gonna go with the Gray because now I blame the YouTube trailers and stuff for making me think it was an action movie. So the Gray.
Yeah. Yep. Wolfman.
Oh my God, the Gray.
Yeah. You got to do it. Yep. Richie.
Oh, I got Gravity.
Oh.
That was close, but the Gray, 3-2.
Gray, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I believe that's the last one on this side. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we plow through it now. So we're having fun. Let's get the other side.
Yeah.
All right.
We got Seeking a Friend for the End of the World against Everest.
Everest. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you got a minute, Richie. It's not one of your hard ones. You're not going first this time, luckily, so you got a minute. Jordan.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy. I'll go for Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. I actually really like that movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, I really want to watch this movie afterwards. So, Seeking the Friend for the End of the World.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfman?
Yeah, I really like it too. So, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll show some love to Everest.
Yeah.
I like Everest, but I love Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, so I'll stick with that.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So, moving on. All right. So, we got Deep Impact going up against 127 hours.
127 hours. Okay. Z-Man, you're up first.
Only because I've seen it still, Deep Impact, even though I feel like 127 is probably the better one. But yeah, Deep Impact.
Yeah. Wolfman.
127 hours for me.
Yeah. Richie?
127 hours is a better movie, but I have more fun with Deep Impact, so I'm going to Deep Impact.
Yeah. I'm Austin.
I'm going Deep Impact, so we have Asteroid versus Comet in the next round. Deep Impact.
Yeah, and I think that if I'm going with my brain, I'd pick 127 hours, but I got to go with my heart because I have more fun with Deep Impact, so I'm going to go Deep Impact.
All right, Deep Impact. Moving on. Yeah, we'll get a space Impact movie face off next round.
Sounds
all
good.
Right.
We got Jungle going up against Leave No Trace.
Leave No Trace. Okay.
All right.
Wolfman.
You know what my pick is going to be. Leave No Trace.
Yeah. Richie?
I'll go Jungle. Yeah.
Yeah. Austin?
Haven't seen either, but Leave No Trace has Thomas and Mackenzie, so I'll go with that.
Yeah, these are two movies I haven't seen, and it's tough because they're two movies I really want to see. I think, man, like they're like neck and neck. This might be the hardest one of the whole thing for me. I'll go with
evenly matched too.
Just slightly. It's very close, but yeah. Zadius?
Go with what? I didn't hear you.
Oh, Leave No Trace. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, Wolfman sold it pretty well last round, so I'm gonna go Leave No Trace.
Yeah.
Okay. Leave No Trace.
Sold it well. Yeah. Leave No Trace.
Okay.
All right. Then we have Almost Heroes going up against Swiss Army Man.
All right, Richie.
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, I like Chris Farley, but Swiss Army Man fits the topic more, so I'll go Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, I feel like if there would have been a better supporting cast around Chris Farley, like he pretty much has to carry this movie. So I am gonna go Swiss Army Man. So is that it?
I want to see Swiss Army Man more, so Swiss Army Man.
Say that 10 times fast.
Right?
Swiss Army Man. Swiss Army Man.
I haven't been drinking yet. No.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not as thin as you drunk I am.
Yeah. Wolfman?
Well, Swiss Army Man's the only one I've seen, so I picked that. But I just gotta say, Leave No Trace deserved it more. It would have been funny if Jungle got in, because then we would have had two Daniel Radcliffe movies doing it.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
It's true.
But it's also a shame that Swiss Army Man can't go up against Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah,
there you go.
Should. Damn Swiss. Yeah. All right. So Swiss Army Man.
All right. Greenland
going up against A Walk in the Woods.
Walk in the Woods. Okay. I'm up first. This is easy for me. Easy Greenland.
Yeah. I've never seen Greenland. I really want to see it, but I want to show some love for Walk in the Woods because despite it being like mostly old people in the movie, it's actually really good. So, but Zadius?
Definitely Greenland. 100% surprised me. So yeah.
Yeah. Wolfman?
Yeah, Greenland.
Yeah. Richie?
I like how you said, despite being old people, that there's people going, there's old. The cast is only like
old people. Man.
Yeah. Usually Yeah, usually that's what I do when I see old people in the movie. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
You're like,
Oh,
ew, gross.
Just-
Me.
Old people.
Oh, that's like my grandpa. No,
Yeah.
I'll go Greenland.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Greenland takes it. It's on HBO Max, by the way. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I gotta see it. But
Alright.
we have without a paddle going up against hard rain. Okay.
All right. All right, Jordan.
A funny matchup. Well, I mean, just because I haven't seen Hard Rain, I got to go without a paddle because it's kind of like a guilty pleasure. I do have a good time with it.
Well,
so, yeah.
well, Christian Slater and Morgan Freeman are stuck in the hard rain without a paddle in that movie.
Yeah.
So-
Right. Exactly. But Zadius?
See, man? Yeah.
Hard rain for me.
Yeah. Wolfman?
I haven't seen either, but I'll go with Hard Rain because I think I want to see it the most out of these two.
Yeah. Richie?
Richie?
Yeah, hard rain's a lot of fun. So hard rain.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, Hard Rain's still underrated, so I'll say Hard Rain.
Yeah.
And it's
Sounds
also on HBO Max. Check out Hard Rain.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We are
I feel like
supposed to
when
be on that.
Yeah.
HBO Max
I
is
feel
the
like
best streaming service going right now. I'll say it again.
Yeah. When I was
Agreed.
prepping for this, though, all the movies I wanted to watch weren't streaming anywhere. I went across like 4 movies and they weren't streaming anywhere. I was just like, what the frick? But
Mhm.
I had to rent a couple. But got Armageddon going up against the Quake. So yeah.
All right, Z-Man.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
that
the
was
Quake.
good.
Next time, the
Yeah.
Quake, but yeah, Armageddon, 100%.
Yeah. Wolfman?
Oh, no contest, Armageddon.
Yeah. Richie?
I feel like we could have almost skipped this one.
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Yeah. Austin?
Well, as far as voting for Armageddon, I'll say it as the opening says it. It happened before. It will happen again. Armageddon.
Yeah.
With the Charlton Heston voiceover.
Yeah. I don't want to miss a thing with Armageddon, so Armageddon. Yeah. So moving on. Let's see. We got
Yeah,
Volcano
Volcano.
going up against Tom and Huck. Okay.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so he-
Oh, come
Come
on.
on.
Jordan,
Well, I mean,
even you
more
wouldn't
around.
vote for Tom and Huck. Come on.
Oh,
I
no.
feel
No
like
way.
Richard was. I
No,
feel like Richard
I'm
was
not gonna
skip
vote for
this. It's like a volcano.
Yeah, we can skip this one.
Was anyone-
Put Volcano.
Sure, yeah.
Just
Then
goes-
the next one we'll need a go around. Like on the next
Oh.
round, we'll have to go around for sure. But
Okay.
All right, so that'll be your Sweet 16. So the winners of this next round will be in our Elite 8. Make the poll
Elite Eight
tomorrow.
poll.
So.
yeah. All right, time to make some tough decisions. Okay, this is the end.
And let me zoom it out. Then versus Dante's
It's
Peak.
Dante's Peak. Okay,
All right.
could be interesting. All right,
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Sorry, Dante, but this is the end of you because I'm picking this
Yeah.
as the end.
See you later, Dante. That's what they should have named. What's his name's character? I'm like blanking on Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, they should have named him Dante. But Richie.
Richie.
I'm gonna go Dante's Peak. I don't think it's the end. I'm gonna say Dante's Peak.
Yeah. Austin.
You know, why not Dante's Peak?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Dante's Peak. So yeah, like let's go Dante's Peak. Yeah.
Hey.
Thaddeus?
Homeward Bound, we barely knew he. It's gonna be this weekend, but it doesn't move on.
Yeah. All right. Dante's Peak wins.
Yeah.
3-2.
Dante's Peak.
Yeah. All right. First one in.
We
Okay.
got, up next, we got The Day After Tomorrow going up against whatever
The
that
Wandering
is.
Earth.
Yeah.
The Wandering
The
Earth.
Wandering Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't read
Little
this.
Richie.
It's small on my screen.
That's
But,
fine. Richie.
Come on, guys. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
The day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Austin.
I'm gonna go with the better movie, The Wandering Earth, because I've seen it.
Come on, guys. Let's have some chaos. Let's have fun. The Wandering Earth. Let's go. Chaos. Come on. Is that it?
Day after tomorrow, it's on you, Wolf.
Ooh, yeah. It's on you. You get the tiebreaker.
Oh, wait, you mean I get the tiebreaker?
Yeah.
You get the tiebreaker. Yeah, it's on you.
Ooh.
Come on, Will. Come on.
I am contemplating causing chaos here.
You
Even
like
though
chaos? Chaos is fun.
You could cause some chaos.
You're not Butters. Don't cause chaos.
I kind of want to see how far
That's
one
how
of
far
those
it can go.
I don't know.
No, think of the children.
Very far. Yeah.
Oh man, this is
Do it for Jake Gyllenhaal.
All right. I'm gonna count you down. 5, 4, 3, 2.
a day after tomorrow. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
All right.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Twister going up against News of the World.
Oh, come on.
It's Twister, the hot spot. Who's first?
Man.
Me,
Twister. Movie my 64, bro. Twister.
Yeah.
All day, every day, man.
Yeah, Twister will make my 128 probably. I don't know if it'll go as high as 64. We'll see, but yeah, I'll vote Twister. Sadius?
Twister.
Yeah. Wolfman?
Yeah, Twister.
Yeah. Richie?
Great movie, awkward party game, Twister.
Yep, exactly. Twister.
Especially if you're in a wheelchair, right, Richie?
Yeah,
weird party game. Right wheel on red. Right wheel on red.
Right wheel.
Yeah.
We like crush everybody's hands with your wheels.
Yeah. Ow. Well, you win pretty easily.
Yeah.
You'd be pretty good at Twister.
All right, you win. Yeah, but we got Castaway up against the Gray.
All right.
We got a similar weird posters.
All right.
Horrible.
Jordan. Yeah, just close up faces.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, face posters.
I'll go with Castaway. Yeah. Is that it?
Only because I've seen all of this movie, The Gray.
Yeah. Sounds good. Wolfman.
Yeah, I'll pick Castaway.
Yeah. Richie?
Still after that thing. Castaway.
Left wheel on green.
Yeah. Right hand broken. Yeah. Because he crushed it. Yeah.
Yeah. Castaway.
Yeah.
All right. Castaway makes it.
All right. Castaway. All right. So the first four are locked in for the poll. But we have Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
It's the space battle. Deep Impact. Yeah. Asteroid versus Comet. All right.
All right.
Okay. So we start with Z-Man down there first. So,
I've seen Deep Impact, loved it, but I really want to see Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. So Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wolfman?
Yeah, to me, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World is a better movie. I really like
it.
So I'm picking that.
Yep. Richie?
Deep Impact.
Yeah. Austin?
I'm more of an Armageddon guy, and I love Seeking a Friend, so I'm going Seeking a Friend.
Yeah. I think I got to go Seeking a Friend. Like that. The movie's just better than Deep Impact. So, yeah.
All right.
So.
All right, kind of a dark horse. I like it.
Yeah,
a friend makes it into the 8.
That
all right,
one.
Yeah,
I like it.
the lead 8. Yeah, so we have Leave No Trace going up against Swiss Army Man. Okay.
Wolfman.
Dang. Okay, this is a tough matchup, but I do love Leave No Trace more because that's like so good. So I'll pick Leave No Trace.
Yeah. Richie?
Fighting Corpse, Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. Austin?
I'll go Swiss Army Man.
But I think even though I haven't seen it, like I really want to see it though, because I'm a huge fan of those two on the poster there. So, and like I don't understand why Ben Foster isn't more of like a leading guy, but maybe he's perfect as the like not a leading guy. I don't know, but he leads this one, so Leave No Trace.
Come on, Z-Man, make me proud.
Yeah.
Plastic corpse. It's like a corpse. It's
Z-Man? Yeah.
is he frozen?
Oh, he might
He
be
might
frozen.
be frozen. Oh no! Oh no! And he's got the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Well, we can go to the next one and see if he comes back. I don't know.
Z-Man, if you can hear us, just maybe back out and come back in. We'll get you back
You
in.
can type something in the
No.
chat or
Yeah.
but I probably back out and come back in because you're frozen. So instead of at 12:48, he froze instead of you, Austin.
I know I haven't frozen yet, but it'll happen at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next
next
match and see what happens. Yeah, we'll come back to it. So we got Greenland.
Yeah, well, we got Greenland versus Hard Rain.
Hard Rain. Okay, Richie.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're in the green room, but for some reason your like frozen box is like still showing up from.
And there's
Your
two
frozen
of them.
box is there. Oh no, we got 2 votes.
Yeah.
It's a cheat.
Yeah, two.
Yeah.
There he is.
Well,
You can vote for yourself.
You're
Let
right.
me try something.
Both have to.
There
Okay,
you
there
go.
we go.
Well, we'll go
Yeah.
back. We'll go back now before we start
Go
on this
back.
one. So we're gonna. Well, you have the tiebreaker on the previous touch. We'll go back to it.
Oh yeah.
Make me proud, Z-Man. Make me proud.
Yeah,
So
because
Swiss Army Man and Leave No Trace.
because
the
Wolf may
tiebreaker.
have my back with this is the end. I'm going to leave no trace.
Oh, you.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh, stay
All
frozen.
right.
Damn it.
Yeah. All right. So now
All
we're
right.
Greenland versus
Okay.
Hard Rain.
Now we're on to Richie for Greenland versus Hard Rain. All right.
Okay, I'm like I haven't seen Greenland and just let's go. So I'm gonna say Hard Rain.
Yeah. Austin.
I'm gonna go Greenland. I love that movie.
We haven't seen either one of these movies, so the one I'd probably rather see is probably Greenland. So how about Greenland? Zadius?
Definitely Greenland.
Yeah. Wolfman?
Greenland. Easy.
All right.
Yeah.
Greenland moves on. All right. Now
Greenland
this one
is-
should be interesting to round it out because one of these two is not
Yeah.
gonna make it.
At the
Armageddon Volcano.
Oh, there's a volcano.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, this one could be tough. Let's see what this.
That's you first,
Yeah.
Austin, right?
God damn it! And it's me first, and it's like 2
Yeah.
movies that are in my top 100. Shit.
Yeah. Oh.
If I had to only pick one, I'll go with the characters of Armageddon because it's a little more rewatchable. Like I love Volcano to pieces, but Armageddon has more fun characters, so I'll go Armageddon.
Yeah. This one's pretty easy for me. I mean, I think Volcano's good, but Armageddon's great, so I'll vote for Armageddon. So, Zadius?
I'm going Volcano.
Yeah. Wolfman?
I'll go Armageddon.
Yeah.
It's not
Richie?
And I would go Volcano.
Ooh.
Oh, it was close. It was
Close,
close.
yeah.
I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Armageddon. Yeah,
Armageddon.
that sucks that neither one of them had to not make it. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, we have the lead 8, so
only one of the Volcano movies got in. Dante's Peak over Volcano and Armageddon over Deep Impact. You know what I mean? Like some of the dual movies. Yeah, only one of each made it. So yeah,
Yes,
bounce.
now we got Dante's Peak
Okay.
going up against.
So
I think the day after tomorrow. I think. Yeah.
day after tomorrow. Yeah. So all these winners get into the final 4. We're almost there. So Dante's
Yeah,
Peak day after
There
tomorrow.
we go.
All right.
so-
And Jordan, you're up first.
This one's pretty easy. I got to go Dante's Peak. I'm a pretty big fan of that movie. So yeah.
Z-Man.
Thaddeus?
I'm pretty sure this is uphill battle, but day after tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Wolfman?
Yeah. I don't even really have to. I don't know. I haven't seen Dante's Peak, but you guys have been hyping it up. I'll honestly probably vote
pretty
for it because it's just even though I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Richie?
Yeah, Dante's Peak.
Yeah. I'm Austin?
Yeah, I'll go Dante. I'll still go with 90s on this one. All right.
Dante. All right, let's go.
All right. Well, we won't get Volcano versus Dante because Volcano got knocked out. So it's
Right?
it's not gonna happen.
No.
All right,
Nope,
but next one could be interesting. So we got Twister, right, versus
Sure.
Castaway. Okay, this
Castaway,
could be
ooh.
interesting. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
we'll go Zadius first on this one.
Twister nightmares for years. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wolfman.
Twister, or no, not Twister. Castaway. Castaway is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I gotta go pick Castaway.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost had a
Richie?
party foul there. Yeah.
Yeah. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane, Twister.
Yeah. Austin.
The suck zone, the point
Yeah.
which the Twister sucks you up. Twister.
Yeah. For Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I gotta vote for Dorothy too for Twister. So
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, Twister. So we're gonna have a battle of the '90s, 96
Right.
versus 97 coming up on that side.
Yeah.
We'll go to the other side. So we got Leave No Trace and Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Oh yeah, this is the
All right.
2010s battle.
Wolfman.
Yeah. All right. Wolfman's up first.
I love them going first in all the Leave No Trace matches.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
So it's as much as I really do like Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, it's just it can't compare to Leave No Trace. So I'll pick Leave No Trace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richie?
Seeking a Friend.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah. I'm going Seeking a Friend.
Man, this one's tough because I really do like Seeking a Friend, but man, like I'm really hyped on that. On Leave No Trace. I'll probably watch it this week, but
yes, listen to Jacob Barber in the chat. Get it to the final four.
Yeah. I think I gotta go with Leave No Trace. Like it just has me hyped to see it. So yeah.
All right, Z-Man.
Thaddeus?
Yeah.
So it's 2-2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you got the tie. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if Jacob chose Aladdin last week or not.
Yep. That's what he says.
You know what? I'm good. Only because I can see Seeking a Friend for End of the World tonight on HBO Max. I'm going with Seeking a Friend.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, the only reason.
Oh wait,
That's
is
fine.
Leave No Trace not streaming?
That's good.
No, I don't think it's anywhere. I think it's like on like.
Leave No Trace is on Hulu. It's on Hulu right now.
Yeah. Well, watch. We're gonna
Unless
have
you can't
Jacob
watch it.
Barber just pop into the stream and get angry.
Yeah, you can pop it in the string.
Yeah.
He has the power because he's a partner with this channel. So yeah. But
yeah, it's on Hulu.
I have commercial.
yeah.
All right, so we got two meteor movies. We got Armageddon
Greenland?
and our asteroid movies. Yeah, Greenland and Armageddon.
Again, yeah.
So,
all
all right, Richie.
Who's up?
Armageddon.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, as much as I love Greenland, I've seen it twice, and I've seen Armageddon about 178 times. So Armageddon.
Yeah. I got to go with the movie I had to go back and see a second time because I was making out the first time. So Armageddon.
You made out during Armageddon? Well, it's not as
Yep.
egregious as Schindler's List.
No. Oh, I did not mean to click on it. It might go away for 2 seconds. Oh, come on. Stop. There we go. Okay. Zadius?
Armageddon for me, yeah.
Yeah. Wolfman?
First off, that's a long makeout session, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, through most of it. It wasn't the whole time, but yeah.
But yeah, so I gotta pick Armageddon because it's just
all right.
Classic.
Yeah.
All right, Armageddon.
All right.
Yes, there we got our final four. All right, we got a 90s battle on the left. Dante, got a volcano versus a tornado. So Twister and Dante. All right, I'm first. Yeah, this one's a little easier for me. I'm gonna go Twister. Yeah, I love Twister.
Yeah. This one's kind of tougher for me, but yeah, I gotta go Twister. Yeah, I think. Zadius?
Twister.
Yep. Wolfman?
Twister.
Yeah.
Twister.
Yeah. Richie?
Twister.
Yeah. Twister.
All right, Twister is the first one into the finals.
Twister.
Face.
I hardly know her. Twister. Yeah. Oh,
All right, we got another sort of asteroid movie.
Yeah.
Matchup, Seeking a Friend and Armageddon. So yeah. All right, and Jordan, you're up first. What is going to be?
This one's a lot easier for me. I got to go Armageddon here. Zadius?
Yeah, I'll go Armageddon because I wouldn't be mad if either of the two won in the finals. So yeah, Armageddon.
Yeah. Wolfman?
Just strictly as a spite vote, although I'm not mad. The Seeking a Friend from the World got through.
Yeah.
That's still a great movie, but just as a spite vote, I'm gonna say Armageddon.
Sure, yeah. Since it knocked out Leave No Trace. Yeah. But Richie?
Yeah, Armageddon.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, Armageddon, but the next one will be tough.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Ooh.
All right, another battle of the
Right.
90s. It comes down to two 90s disaster movies, 96 versus 98. Armageddon versus Twister. This could be something, and we're back to where we started at the beginning of the show with the Z-Man down there. You get to go first. So what's it going to be?
There was literally a tornado the night I saw this movie, Twister.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Wolfman?
I just love the characters. I just think it's just so rewatchable. I gotta pick Armageddon.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It'd be tough. Richie?
I just love the characters. I think they're so rewatchable. I got to pick Twister.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Fake out. Yeah. Austin?
If it comes between these two, I've got to pick the one, again, that I've owned on every piece of physical and digital media. And my boy, Bill Paxton, live forever, rest in peace, Twister.
Yep. And we got to go with the one that I've seen, probably near 50 times. Twister. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, there it is.
Twister.
Oh, yeah, I love Twister.
Right.
Yay.
Twister.
Yay.
Yeah. I tried to look up to see if the
justice for Twister. My love of this movie is finally justified on a tournament fights. Yay. People love this movie as much as I do.
I want to see if the director for Twister has gone on to do much. I don't know.
It's Jan de Bont who did Speed. It's Jan de Bont, man.
Okay.
Jan de Bont did Speed.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
and he was a cinematographer for a long time, and then he directed Speed and Twister. He directed Speed 2 also right after Twister.
Yeah,
but
Speed 2. He did Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life.
The Haunting. The Haunting was not great.
Oh yeah.
Well, and he's only got really 5 movies he actually directed, because like I said, he was a cinematographer for a long time before that, like a bunch of 80s movies and stuff. He only directed Speed, Twister, Speed 2, The Haunting, and Lara Croft, Cradle of Life. So
he directed one of the action movies.
Topper.
Yeah, directed one of the action movies from our show from yesterday. He directed Black Rain. So yeah.
Jan de Bont? No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he's the DP. Like I said, cinematographer. He's the DP. He was the he's the DP. He was the DP for like 60 movies. He's the DP for Die Hard. He was the director for Die Hard, for Hunt for October.
Look it up. It says that he directed it on Google. So
director of photography. Director of photography. DP.
Well, Google must be wrong because as under director, yeah.
The director of photography, yeah.
On Google, if you Google it, yeah. But
I'll look, but no, he's he was a cinematographer for forever.
Black Rain, did you say?
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. But
Michael
that'll do it though. Yeah.
Scott.
Well,
it's really
Scott out here. We can see the entire tournament here. So yeah, it's a huge tournament. These things always are. So yeah.
Hey, I'm just happy that my little movie that could made it as far as it did. I honestly didn't think it was going to make it to round 6.
Yeah.
through the top 16.
Well, in the end, it came down to all these disaster movies. So is what it really
true.
comes down to. So
Yeah.
instead of the survival movies. So disaster movies won if it's an actual versus.
Yeah, well, there was two survival movies, Leave No Trace and Castaway, both made it to the 8, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Given the fact that disaster is kind of a little more mainstream, bigger movies, things like that, bigger budgets. But yeah, like two out of the 8 were survivals. But yeah, it's a good list. So that was a good tournament. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun time. So yeah, cool guys. Well, thanks again for joining us for this. So we'll just go on the horn. If you have any plugs, if you want to tell us where we can find you, we'll do all that fun stuff. So
yeah, I know they're a little long when you're on there, but hopefully you had fun. We try to make it at least a fun long show, but have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm keeping notes. I remember who bought it from a movie and who did it. All right. Next time.
Right.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Well, you want to go first, Azadius? Do you have anything you want to plug or tell us where we can find you?
Yeah, y'all can just find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Zadius Smith. That's ZA2DSEUS Smith, and I do trivia a lot of times with Multiplex Entertainment and other movie trivia championship, the MTC on Facebook and stuff, so and YouTube. So just check it out there.
Yeah. Have a fun time with the Multiplex. I did something different trivia last time, and that was a fun time to kind of do some unique stuff. So. And Austin finally lost it. Like usually it's like around this time.
You did say that.
A little late, yeah. So he'll be back in a minute, but it's about probably like 1 a.m. his time. But Wolfman, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at Mega Movies. That's capital M, capital M, and then a capital Z, and then you can find me there. On my YouTube channel. You can also find me on Facebook, the Wolfpack Facebook group, where I post all my videos and stuff like that. And this week is like Jurassic Park week, so I'll be posting some Jurassic Park stuff. So
nice.
So you all can stay tuned for that.
12:58 and 12:38, right on the fucking dot. I told y'all.
Yeah, 12:58. Yeah, there is.
Popped out. I told you.
12:38. Yeah.
To the 58 or 38 every night. Goddamn AT&T. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
What it is.
The order back, but cool. Yeah. Richie, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on here. Doing the tournament fights and then doing tier ranker. I think the next one I'm on is that with the animals attack one. I can't remember.
We also have you down for the best the best summer camp movies too.
Okay, yeah, I'm on that one too. Yeah.
Summer camp and movies set in the summer. They kind of split it. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm on that, and I'm always on Jordan Owen's channel too, doing trivia. I just did trivia earlier. If you want to check that out, a WCW match. Didn't do great, but it was fun. So yeah, that. So and then I've also me and Austin and Steven Shepard and I think Jacob Barber have got a movie release date match on the Friday on that channel. So that should be fun. And then I'm also on the on Thursday the Lonely Marks podcast. And we're just going to recap Double or Nothing and talk about the news. Other than that, I'll be around. Yeah.
Sounds good. I was just looking over in the chat. Zadius Malcolm says you guys had a long one for the best MCU moments. So
that's true. We did. Yeah.
Going to use for the long to the long episodes. Yeah. Nice. But Austin, where can we find you?
At some point tomorrow night, we don't usually work out the times of the day, but me and Henry Confidential, Let's Rank Stuff, will be ranking Tom Cruise franchise. We'll be ranking Mission Impossible movies to kind of tie in with Top Gun.
Nice.
We'll be talking about those, and that'll be fun. And then Thursday night I'll be on Lonely Marks. We watched AEW Double or Nothing, so we'll be reviewing that. I'll be on that movie release dates match. Me and Jacob Barber will finally. I believe Saturday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, we'll be doing the next episode of a podcast about movies. And then, you can always find me on here doing co-hosting duties.
Yeah.
Damn near something damn near every night.
Yeah,
see
right.
my ugly face. If you haven't had enough of me already.
Very busy, yeah. But yeah, as always, you can find us on all social medias at Movie Hero 2121. You can find us over on Facebook in the Shoutout Friends and Family group. So you can find the polls in the next day or two with the Elite Eight and you can vote on that. You can let us know if we got it right. If we screwed up, you can yell at us in the comments. We can have the debate over there. But and then just a couple of things that I have going on. I started posting some snack reviews under the Snack Hero. I actually just posted a new one right before we went live here, and I tried two things. One thing I liked and one thing I hated, so you can kind of tune in for that. So, and
Jordan,
then
do you have anything else laying around? Because I've got an energy drink in my fridge right now that I can try that I picked up earlier. Yeah,
I could probably find something like mostly all I have is like energy drinks, but I've already had 2 energy drinks today. So
no, I don't want to have another one right before bed, but
Yeah.
I could save it and we can do one together.
Yeah. Just save it. Yeah, we'll do the next one together. But and then I just really got some stuff in the mail today. I'm gonna start doing some gaming on the channel too, so you can watch for that, because I've kind of been putting off playing very many video games because I don't want to ever end up like one of those guys that just sits around and plays video games for like 8 hours a day and has no life. But if I can do it on the channel and maybe put some good use that way, I think that could be fun. So I'll be doing that. I'll mostly be doing PlayStation and a Nintendo Switch probably. Those are the 2 I mostly play. So you can watch for that. That won't be coming for about a month, but I just wanted to give a heads up about that coming up. And then just a little preview of a few episodes we have coming up. So coming up this next Sunday, we'll be doing the best summer camp movies / movies set primarily in the summertime. And then we also have best road trip / vacation movies coming up. So we're getting ready to kick off summer here with a couple of those episodes. And then I'll be doing my top 128 movies on Sunday, June 12th. So I'm going to take my favorite 128 movies of all time, put them in the randomizer, and we'll be doing part 1. So it'll just be the first 64 that pop up, and I'll be doing a 64 this month, 64 next month, and then we'll have a championship episode where it'll just be the Sweet 16 from each bracket, and we'll do a half bracket for the championship. It's kind of how we do those 3-parters. And then we have the best When Animals Attack movies coming up. So that'll be kind of coinciding with the release of Jurassic World. So we're going to have Austin host because he knows all about those Animals Attack movies. Way more.
It was my idea. It's my list. I'm going to host because I'll probably have to describe half of them for anybody that hasn't. And then it'll be like me doing what I do best, kind of selling a movie that you haven't seen so you can vote for it, much like The Wandering Earth tonight. So, yeah.
I'm going to try to watch as many as I can, though, so we'll see how well I can prep for it. But then we also have best action movies of the 70s, which we're going to have a pretty stacked cast off in the Schmodown. So we're going to have John Kaiser, we're going to have Vinnie Mancuso, we're going to have Mark Edward Hoyk, and Adam Witt. So that'll be a pretty stacked episode. That'll go like 4 or 5 hours because those guys love to talk. So we'll see. We'll see. A little bit, maybe. Hopefully not that long, but yeah. And then we also have best action movies of the 90s too. So and bless you.
Bless you.
But yeah, that'll be a little preview of some things or some upcoming episodes. And also I'm getting ready to probably within the next 24 hours, I'm going to post an even longer list in the Shoutout Friends and Family group and on some of our social media. I'm going to have an open call for some signups coming up. I usually do that around the first of the month, and so you can watch for that. I'll be posting what we have going on. You can sign up, so you can just comment or you can DM me, whatever works best.
Zadius, you're a great guest, man. If you see something on that list you're passionate about, or something a topic that piques your interest, make sure you get there, either comment or DM Jordan. We'll have it back.
Yeah, most definitely. I was thinking about one now, but I might check. I need to look into the movies from this certain era before I decide if I want to get on there or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anyone ever has any suggestions, that'd be a good idea for like a tournament fight or a tier ranker. We're always open for suggestions too. So yeah, but I think that'll do it for us tonight, though. So thanks again, guys, and that was a fun time. So this is one I've been wanting to do for a while. We had a lot of first-time movies on the list, so that was fun. So that will do it. So for Zadius, for the Wolfman, for Richie, for Austin, I've been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and we'll see you guys next time.